teams are coming off heartbreaking near misses last week. Texas A&M will run the ball down your throat. Kansas running back John Cornish has rushed for 100 yards or more 4 times this season. It's only October, but a loss today could knock somebody into the wait till next year zone. Get ready for a Big 12 Conference grudge match and plenty of hard-nosed pounding of the football. It's homecoming weekend on the Kansas campus. The Aggies and the Jayhawks next.
Beautiful fall day in Lawrence, Kansas, as Dr. Pepper brings you Big 12 college football. It's the Kansas Jayhawks at 3-2 to host the Texas A&M Aggies, who come in losing last weekend to Texas Tech. Both these teams anxious for a Big 12 win. Welcome, everyone. Bill Land, Gary Reasons, glad to have you aboard. It is homecoming here in Lawrence, and KU's been tough at home. In fact, they're looking for their 10th straight home victory. They got it going here in Lawrence.
Well, they're playing well at home, and I tell you, both these teams, Bill, they're looking for a first conference win last week. Who could forget that? Texas Tech coming into A&M and winning that ball game in the last 30 seconds. And for Kansas, losing 2 overtime games last week, especially against Nebraska, a tough loss for them. So we'll see how they'll rebound, both teams.
For Texas A&M, they've got a fine running attack, and Jorvorskie Lane, who is almost a tandem by himself, but if he needs help, he gets it from his quarterback mate.
Well, I'll tell you, Texas A&M's done a great job running the football. They lead the Big 12 Conference in rushing, and they do it kind of by committee. Jorvorskie Lane, a big bruising tailback, 275-pounder. He's going to test this Kansas defense, and Stephen McGee, he'll get out on the edge and run the ball as well.
Now, you take a look at the other side for this University of Kansas team. Quarterback Adam Barman expected to get the shot here today. Whoever gets the shot, whether it's he or Kerry Meyer, will be handing off a lot to John Cornish. Cornish has really become a consistent runner.
Really has been consistent there for the tailback spot. He's a senior. He's a guy who knows how to do it. Last week against Nebraska, 145 yards in that football game. He's a guy that catches the ball well out of the backfield. So he's a dual threat guy in the backfield for him.
And speaking of Barman, last week he threw for 405 yards, expected to start today. He's got a host of receivers to go to.
I'll tell you, these guys are all big play guys. Brian Murph goes down the field. He's got speed. Dexton Fields, he's kind of a possession guy. And Marcus Henry, a huge receiver to throw to. So either quarterback, whether it's going to be Barman or Kerry Meyer, I think we'll see Barman, though. He'll have those guys to throw to.
All right, should be fun. Very even matchup today between Kansas and Texas A&M as the Aggies leave the state of Texas for the first time this year. Dennis Franchione and Mark Mangino head-to-head. When we come back, we'll check in with the guys in the studio, Mark, Brother Mike, DeMarco, and Billy Ray.
We know responsibility sometimes means working a little harder. That's why really good students get a really good discount on their car insurance. Responsibility. What's your policy? Liberty Mutual.
Introducing new Dr. Pepper Berries and Cream. So rich, so creamy, with a hint of raspberries. Once the creamy taste gets a hold of you, you won't want to let go. Dr. Pepper Berries and Cream and get buried in cream.
CarMax puts every used car we sell through a thorough 125-point inspection. Why? So we make sure you get a vehicle with brakes and tires you can rely on, electrical systems that function properly, and an engine, fuel system, and drivetrain you can count on. Why do we sweat the details? So you don't have to. And, well, our name's on it. Start the search for your next used car at CarMax. CarMax, the way car buying should be.
The 7-time award-winning Suzuki King Quad. Ready for anything but sitting around. $59 goes a long way these days at your local Suzuki dealer during Quad Fair.
Hey, Phil, Your idea's not working.
Woo!
Your niece has to go.
C-A-P-L-E, steeple, steeple, steeple.
You said you wanted a little afternoon pick-me-up.
Go, Jack, go!
And I delivered.
Copy and copy. Copy, copy, copy.
I was thinking more of a treat, like my real ice cream shakes, but let's add creamy whipped topping and a cherry. That'll beat the afternoon slump.
No, 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 no!
Leave.
We're Southwest fans now first. FSN Southwest.
Getting set for our Dr. Pepper Big 12 Game of the Week. Welcome back to our College Football Saturday studios in Los Angeles. Mike Goldberg, DeMarco Farr, Billy Ray Smith. The Red River Rivalry also on the Big 12 schedule today. There's some interesting games in the conference. The game we talked about at the end of the kickoff show, Missouri and Texas Tech, they are both ranked in. How will Nebraska react on the road after almost being defeated 1 week ago by the aforementioned Kansas Jayhawks? But now Kansas looks ahead. No longer do they look at Nebraska, they look at Texas A&M. DeMarco, can KU play some defense today?
Absolutely. Neck discombobulating defense is what Mangino told me. Their stuff in the run, 3.1 yards per carry allowed. Their front four tremendous, their tackles very disruptive.
Aggies have to play defense. I'm telling you, last week they allowed the Texas Tech Red Raiders throw the ball over 40 times, never touched the quarterback, not one sack. That will kill your defense. And on the other side, by the way, the Kansas defense plays tough. They've done a great job rebuilding that defense.
And by the way, kudos to you. You said Adam Barman would be good. He started slowly last week. Barman was outstanding. Let's see if he does get the majority of the snaps today, if he can be effective again. We will, of course, be here all day long. See you back at the half for our halftime show. And we are getting set for the kickoff. Texas A&M and Kansas, Memorial Stadium in Lawrence, Kansas. Who will get their first Big 12 victory of 2006 today? Bill and Gary Reasons have the call and the kickoff when we continue right here on FSN. Enjoy the first half, everybody.
Welcome back to the much-anticipated matchup between the Eagles and the Bulldogs. The Eagles to receive. Let's go down to the field and get a real quick report from Meg Shipley. Meg?
The Eagles are hoping their potent offense can penetrate the Bulldogs' number 3 ranked defense. Now, I believe we're seeing some parachutes coming down. Mike, are you seeing this from up there?
Absolutely, Meg, and I have no explanation for what's going on right now, but cows are parachuting onto the field. I'm not sure if this is some kind of a protest stunt or something. 2 cows have landed on the field now. Now there's a 3rd cow headed for the stands. It's actually headed right towards a burger. Look out! Oh, my. The burger vendor is down. I think we just saw the hit of the year.
Be one of the first to register at millionnuggets.com for a chance to win one of 15,000 free Chick-fil-A nugget trays.
I was just killing time one day when a Ford drove by and I said, hey, that's what I need right away to give me back my smile. Ford and Texas go hand in hand. It's the only way to drive across the promised land. Around these parts, that's any woman, child, or man. And they'll tell you, Ford is the best in Texas. All right.
Fox NFL Sunday is on the road and coming to you live from Philadelphia. This weekend in HD.
Welcome back to Lawrence, Kansas. Dr. Pepper Big 12 Game of the Week. Texas A&M. The Aggies 4-1, 0-1 in league play. The Jayhawks also coming off a loss to Nebraska. They are 3-2 overall. Dennis Franchione, the head coach of Texas A&M, his 4th year as the head coach in Aggie land. He is 20-20 as Coach Franchione, number 6 overall, though, in victories for active coaches with 175 as he brings his Aggies to town at 4-1. And Mark Mangino, the head coach for Kansas, his 5th year as the Jayhawks, hoping to become the first team in their school history to have back-to-back bowl appearances. As this club comes in at 3-2, they've lost a pair of overtime games. Nebraska last week and on the road to Toledo earlier this fall. Rock Chalk Jayhawk, good crowd for homecoming here in Lawrence. And watch out on the Aggie return game as Texas A&M with Kerry Franks and crew. Franks has returned one for a touchdown. Pierre Brown also deep as Webb boots it off. Franks lets it sail right through his hands and will go out of the end zone and be a touchback. 1st and 10 at the 20. Here's our Liberty Mutual starting lineup for the Texas A&M Aggies. Quarterback Stephen McGee last week suffered a slight concussion. They didn't discover it till after the game. He threw for 103 yards, ran for 42. The offensive line, Babaloa, as well as Elder, Wallace, Dickey, and Clark. The backs and receivers, Lane is a ton at 6'2", 274. Alexander, Schrader, Taylor, and Bennett, the rest of the group. Schrader, their leading receiver, with 322 on the season yardage-wise. 1st and 10 for the Aggies. And McGee to throw it on 1st down. Go! Incomplete, trying to go to Bennett. And let's take a look at the Liberty Mutual starters for the Kansas defensive group as the Jayhawks come in here with a ball club that has been tough against the run this year. You take a look at one of the best in Paul Como. He's their sack leader with 6 for loss and 3 sacks on the season. The rest of the folks up front, the linebackers, Mortensen, Rivera, Holt gets the start because of the injury to Washington. Webb, Kemp, Muhammad, and Talib are in the secondary. 2nd and 10 for Texas A&M. McGee, good protection, and it is complete to Alexander. Still on his feet, and knocked out of bounds at the 27-yard line, it appears.
Well, Bill, we know the Texas A&M wants to run the football, but I think they really have a chance to pass the football against this KU defense. They rank 12th in the Big 12, Bill, and yards allowed, 264 a game, and they're starting out early here the first couple plays of the ball game, getting the ball out on the perimeter, trying to throw the football. So look for them to do that, but they do have a balanced running attack. They've got 4 or 5 guys that will get the football in the backfield, and they do lead the Big 12, but it's by committee.
Pick up a 13 for the first down at the 33. 1st and 10 for Texas A&M. McGee. And complete to Bennett. He goes to the 40, shows you his strength. He is 6'7", 248 pounds. You've seen him in basketball as well, as Jerome Kemp makes the tackle, but he picks up around 9 on the play.
Yeah, when you got a big tight end that can go like this, catch the football outside and use his body and his strength, that's a good weapon for a quarterback to have. And Martellus Bennett, he's one of those dual threat guys. He plays on the basketball court, as you said, Bill, and it's a young man that they feel like they've got a lot of ability. They want him to touch the football.
Honorable mention all conference last year with 18 grabs for 162 yards and 3 touchdowns. In trouble, nearly picked off as McGee just let that thing go, and he was wrapped up by Rivera. Boy, that's almost a 6 points for Kansas.
Mike Rivera from the middle linebacker spot comes around and gives pressure, and almost an interception here by Wilder, number 91. McGee throws it right at his chest. I think he's trying to throw the football away. This is almost a big mistake here by Steve McGee early in this ball game. Good rush by the Jayhawks.
So McGee's only had 1 interception on the year compared to 6 touchdowns, but that's a near giveaway.
Now, this defense has been pretty decent. They've got 12 sacks on the year, the Jayhawks do, but they've been able to pressure some quarterbacks and make them throw a little bit off time.
3rd and 1 at the 42 for Texas A&M, and a timeout is called by McGee. We'll take a brief break as well. No score in the early going. First possession for the Aggies of Texas A&M. We'll be right back on our Dr. Pepper Big 12 Game of the Week.
Nissan wanted to know, what would you change about your full-size truck?
More space in the back seat.
More headroom.
Definitely more space.
A bigger cab. You have to use a little more cab space, especially in the back.
They could use some extra space. It's a little tight back there.
Just make it bigger.
We couldn't change their trucks, so we introduced ours, the full-size Nissan Titan. Ruggedly equipped at your Nissan dealer now.
I love the back seat.
Room.
There's a lot more room. What do you think?
I think it's my next truck. This hurts more than shopping for auto insurance.
Suck it up, champ. Esurance takes the pain out of it.
What? I need collision coverage now.
With some of the fastest quotes on the web, Esurance makes it easy to save on auto insurance.
That's why thousands of drivers switch to Esurance every week.
Esurance has got you covered in every season.
Quote by...
Touchdown! If you're on the go, you gotta have Esurance.
Get your fast, free auto insurance quote. Visit Esurance.com today.
My dad always told me, if I work hard, there'd be no telling how far I could go. He was right. the Rhino 660 automatic 4x4. It's the only side-by-side that's got the stuff to get me and my dad around the ranch and most anywhere else. The Yamaha Rhino 660 automatic. Ain't nothing tougher.
For a limited time, get a Rhino from $89 a month during the Yamaha Y-Weight sales event.
The Dr. Pepper Big 12 Game of the Week on FSN is presented by Dr. Pepper. 23 flavors that add up to one bold taste. Dr. Pepper, there's more to it. By esurance.com, instant online car insurance. By Liberty Mutual, responsibility. What's your policy? And by Sonic. It's not just good, it's Sonic good. A timeout by Texas A&M as they come up on a key third down, 3rd and 1. They have been the best in the Big 12, just about 44% in third down conversions as McGee brings them out. On the option, Goodson trying to turn the corner, has the first down, and then shows a little power as well as speed. Run out of bounds by Rivera and Talib, and they get the first down. Interesting, they come back with the freshman Goodson instead of the big fellow Lane.
Exactly right. Wondering why Jorvorskie Lane, you wouldn't pound the ball ahead, but you got a freshman running back who's got some wheels, and they use Goodson on the outside, and Steve McGee with the quick pitch gets that first down and then some.
How about our American-centric keys to the game today, Gary?
Well, for Texas A&M, we want to find out, can they run the ball against this Kansas defense, who's done very well stopping the run, and can they throw the ball vertically, make some big plays? And obviously, you want to keep KU doing what they've been doing, and that's turning the ball over. And so you need to force some turnovers for your football team.
1st and 10 at midfield for McGee and Texas A&M. Goodson the tailback. Here's McGee on the option. And McGee shoulders it out of bounds, picks up a couple on the play, and brought down by Joe Mortensen, a sophomore from Concord, California.
You're going to see all types of option plays from this A&M offense. This is the lead option here, where you've got a fullback coming in front of Steve McGee, coming down the line of scrimmage, and does a good job of just getting 2 or 3 yards, and really wasn't a hard thing for him to do to get that. So that's what you want to do on first down. You want to get 2, 3, 4 positive yards if you can, and just get up on second down with a good play call.
KU is last in the league in pass defense, allowing 264 yards per game. That's 112th in the NCAA. Let's see what the Aggies test them with on 2nd and 7. Good play action. McGee in trouble. Escapes one defender. And throws this one away. 3rd down coming up. Hurried on the play by James McClinton, a junior out of Garland, Texas.
Well, I tell you what, if you're a fullback in this offense, you're going to come down here to get the fade. Watch number 24 get there, and then he's actually should work away from a linebacker here and give Steve McGee a chance to find somebody open. He's just sitting there, and McGee's just not seeing him. That's your check down in this offense. When you go through the hole, that's a check down receiver, and quarterback's got to find you. You got to get open.
McGee, a sophomore, 6'3", 208 pounds. Completing 65% of his passes, been running for 5.8 per carry. And it's 3rd and 7 here at the 47 of Kansas. McGee to throw. Good protection. And incomplete. And Kansas is held.
Yeah, Bennett tried to do a square in route there, and he would have been wide open in the middle of the field because both safeties were well outside the hash marks. Martellus Bennett tried to turn inside, but not able to do so. Slipped and kind of had a flat tire there trying to come inside.
Jonathan Lamb is the deep man here for the University of Kansas. Texas A&M, Justin Brantley will be the punter. 49.5 per kick. He's been outstanding. Sophomore out of Sealy, Texas. Lamb takes it on the 10. And breaks through to about the 17-yard line for the University of Kansas. And he's brought down by Bullitt. Let's take a look at our Liberty Mutual starters here now for the University of Kansas. And once again, it appears Adam Barman will get the start, his 3rd straight start. He threw for 405 yards and a pair of touchdowns in that loss to Nebraska. Up front, Rodriguez, Whitaker, Ochoa, Dombach, and Collins. And the backs and receivers, Cornish, we told you, is off to a great start this year. McAnderson, Murph, Fields, and Fine guys to throw to. And on 1st and 10, hands it off to Cornish. And Cornish jitterbugs a bit and gets out to the 25-yard line where he is brought down. And We'll flip to the other side for Liberty Mutual and the starting defenders for Texas A&M. The Aggies, one of their leaders certainly up front is Chris Harrington. He is their sack leader on the season. The backers, Toupee, as well as Justin Warren. He's their leading tackler, Warren. And there's your secondary folks. Keep an eye on Brock Newton, who is known as the whip back, as he'll be kind of like a rover type. It is second down and 2 for the 25, and they complete it. And a first down as Fine is the receiver.
Well, you see the 4-2-5 defense. It's new for Texas A&M here in Kansas, exploiting that on the outside, both in the run game and now in a quick pass. That's something I think important for Adam Barman to get settled down early in this ball game, because last week against Nebraska did not complete a pass in the first quarter, Bill. So got his first pass under his belt, good throw and catch. So he's off and running.
Now let me check that. That was Marcus Henry with the reception. Henry getting his 17th grab of the year to set him up 1st and 10 at the 36. Both coaches stressing hanging on to the football as a key today. Well, let's take a look at some more from American Century.
Well, I think the defensive ends for this football game for KU, they've got to play well. They've got to contain the quarterback, Steve McGee, on offense, and that big tailback to tackle him. And I think they've got to stop the bleeding. That is, they've got to stop giving the ball away, the turnovers. They've had a bunch of turnovers, throwing the ball, interceptions, and fumbles. And I think they need to try to stretch this Texas A&M defense and try to get that ball down the field. They can do it with Murph. With Schrader out on the outside.
Kansas is 12th in the league in turnover margin, so that's how important it is. Second down now. Barman's pass incomplete, intended for Murph. Brian is a senior from Howardville, Missouri.
Well, Texas A&M, one of the things they did this last year, Bill, is they changed defensive coordinators. Gary Darnell came in and just started with the 4-2-5 defense. And this is what they've done, changed from 05 to 06, just the overall improvement from 440 yards a game to now just in this season 38th in the country, about 294 yards a game. It's not where they want to be, but it's certainly a definite improvement from what they had a year ago.
Yeah, Aggies and that tradition of that wrecking crew, and that's something they want to get back to, and they're making great strides. It's 3rd down and 8 for Kansas at the 38 of KU. No score, first quarter. Barman chased out of the pocket, Thornton on him, and he completes it. And short of the first down, McAnderson is the receiver. Justin Warren makes the tackle, picks up about 6 on the play. Anderson, his second reception of the year.
Yeah, good job in the secondary by the Aggies, not allowing anybody to get open. Harrington comes loose here on his left defensive end spot. He comes outside and almost gets a hold of Adam Barman, but good job by Warren there, coming up making a tackle short of the first down.
So Kansas will punt on its first possession here, or it would appear, with a 4th and 2, and that brings on Kyle Tucker. Schrader is the deep man for Texas A&M. Fake punt, and the pitch, and McAnderson, he is Warren to the 25, the 20, and knocked out of bounds near the 10-yard line. I did say it would appear they would punt, and a little razzle-dazzle from the Jayhawks, and they're knocking on the door. 1st and goal to go.
Well, your punter's going to take this football and just toss it right up to the front, so he does a nice job of it. And I tell you, they confused Texas A&M here. Look at Texas A&M. They're bailing out here and got one around the edge, going to run right in here. Good job of just going right where, taking the rush team out of their lanes, and good blocking downfield here. McAnderson did a nice job. Hey, don't be Superman. Just get down the field and get a good first down, and the Jayhawks continue on offense. 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. McAnderson stays in the game along with Cornish. The backs behind the quarterback, Adam Barman. Barman a little option. Cornish hit hard and brought down on the play. Making the tackle, Melvin Bullock, the safety, a senior from Garland, Texas. And they lose 4 on it. Melvin Bullock, he's one of those big hitters out there, and that's what you want to do. You want to make a stand on defense. If you're Texas A&M, you got a big explosive play in the fake punt, but now you come up, you got to do something here, and John Cornish knocks him off his pegs pretty easily, and a negative play there on first down.
So now 2nd and goal from the 12-yard line for KU. McAnderson. He goes straight forward, gets it down to the 7. It's going to be a 3rd and goal from there where Warren made the tackle.
You know, Bill, a lot of praise really does not go to this KU offensive line, but they have been improving overall. They've got a couple of seniors up there in the middle. Bob Whitaker, the guard, and David Ochoa, the center. Those two kind of lead things, and Travis Dombach fills in as well. They're a big group up there, well over 300 pounds, that whole offensive line. So they're guys that are capable of pounding it out and moving a defensive line out of the way.
And averaging 161 yards a game on the ground. Big third down here. 3rd and goal from the 6 for the Jayhawks. Barman, good protection. And completes it. Fields, he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas. Dexton Fields.
Well, a little special homecoming catch here for Dexton Fields, and he's excited, these fans. Inside guy is going to come and do the loop back here, and look at everybody clear out, and there's just him one-on-one and over pursued by the Texas A&M defense. Nobody up in his face. They're in the end zone with the other receivers. Dexton Fields takes it in easily, and good job for KU in calling the fake punt here, keeping the ball on their side and putting points on the board when you make a big play.
And here is Webb for the point after. He's been 16 of 16, and he stays perfect as Scott Webb, a junior from Tulsa, Oklahoma, puts it through the uprights. Barman with a TD pass, and it's Kansas 7, Texas A&M 0.
I can still go to college.
It's the Army.
I'm going to be part of something that's important. And it's the reserve, so they'll train me around here until they need me.
Good training?
It's the Army.
Call 1-800-984-ARMY now for a free DVD to learn about strengthening yourself and your community as a citizen and soldier in the U.S. Army Reserve. You'll also get a free sports watch. Stand ready in the Army Reserve.
Are our cars as much fun as our bikes? The new 2007s from Suzuki.
Steak, egg, and cheese, and burrito. There's tots in there. It feels really hearty.
It's like eating like a trucker.
10-4, good buddy. Come back at me.
I'm about 3 quarters of a mile outside of T-Town. I'll be pulling in just as soon as you hear my horn. Make sure you're outside.
I didn't catch any of that.
Steak, egg, and cheese burrito. Sonic's got it, others don't. Loaded with thin sliced steak, it's the hearty way to start your morning. And now swipe your credit or My Sonic card from your car, only at Sonic.
Are our SUVs as much fun as our bikes? The all-new Suzuki XL7, coming November 1st.
5 with the bottom? How about that? Oh, no! 4.5 and we got a race.
Lose the race, lose your ride. Pigs, exclusively on Speed.
Kansas 7-0 as the Jayhawks with the fake punt get on the board first. And our Michelin scoring drive, it appeared to be stalled, and then that 48-yard fake punt pass, and Fields eventually gets the TD on a 6-yard reception. 9 plays, 83 yards, 352 is what it required.
It's pretty strange when Kyle Tucker, your punter, is the leading passer in the ball game, 1 for 48. Pretty good job. Good call by Mark Mangino.
Very efficient. What's his quarterback rating?
Oh, great.
Off the charts. Check in with Mike Goldberg now on a Dr. Pepper game break.
Bill, thank you very much. In the Big Ten, number 19 Iowa hosting Purdue. Albert Youngs is out. Damian Sims is in. Yes, he is in the end zone. 7-0 early Hawkeyes. Meantime, at Jordan Hare, a little upset alert. Arkansas has already beaten Alabama this year. They lead number 3 Auburn 3-0 early. Bill, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Mike.
Sue. I can hear him up there now.
Big Sue. Where's that Billy Ray?
Billy Ray's all over that one.
First and 10 here for A&M on their second possession. And Jorvorskie Lane pulls his way across the 25 to the 26, picks up 6 yards on the play.
Well, this is what Jorvorskie Lane brings. He's going to go into the second level of the defense. And these defensive backs have been told by their coordinator, hey, you need to tackle this big guy low. Don't go up high on him. Watch these guys going low to his legs. Chop him down like a tree, and that's what the defensive backs are coming up and doing. Great job at the point of attack there. The offensive line getting a hole for Jorvorskie Lane. Nobody touches him until he gets back there. And these defensive backs, they don't want to tackle that 275-pounder all day.
Second down and 4 for the Aggies, and a whistle stops play as the handoff to Lane taking place.
You know, we talked to Bill.
Start, 13, offense, second down.
We talked to Bill Young, the defensive coordinator here for Kansas, and talked about tackling and how important that's going to be in this football game. And he said, they've got to gang tackle. They've got to come up on these big backs and also the speedy backs that they have back there. We saw early in this drive, Goodson get out in the first drive, Goodson get around the edge, and Steve McGee as well. So tackling, I think, is going to be very important for KU today in this football game against Texas A&M.
And with a penalty, ball on the 21, second down and 9. Again, scatter on the field, and
there we go. Yemi got started a little faster there.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, second down. Babalola. So the Aggies face a little adversity here, coming off a loss to Texas Tech last week, 31-27.
And you always want to know what the emotions are of a football team after a game like that. And, Kansas, they've gone through a couple of overtime losses themselves. So how do you respond the week after? Kansas has been put to the test, and now Texas A&M certainly did the test after the loss last week to Tech.
Second and 14. Goodson coming to the outside, then tries to cut it back up. Is shy of the 20, stopped by Jerome Kemp. Picks up 3, and a flag is thrown.
We may have a personal foul here at the end of this play. Like somebody might have been kicking. I saw that right, but let's see what the officials say.
After the play, dead ball, personal foul, number 70, offense. Half the distance to the go, third down. Wow, Drew George, our referee here today.
Well, Cody Wallace, number 70, is going to come outside here and get a little extracurricular activity. He's on Mike Rivera, the middle linebacker there. The play is dead right there, and something happened about 5 yards upfield, and I think there's some contact there, which is why the penalty resulted.
So, for the Aggies, you think you got Kansas stopped. They have the fake for 48 yards. 2 plays later, they score a touchdown. Now they're backed up on their possession. 3rd and 20 on their own 10-yard line, and the crowd roaring here in Lawrence. McGee, he finds Lane, and he is brought down at the 15 by Aqib Talib, picking up 5 yards. A punting situation now for Texas A&M.
Good job of coming out there, KU defensively, not allowing Texas A&M to do anything, and Texas A&M with a couple of penalties on this drive, and go ahead and get it out to your fullback, your tailback, and tackle him low like you do here. Just go underneath. Aqib Talib doing a good job of that, coming up and stopping him for a short game. So Texas A&M now backed up at their goal line, punting the football.
That means Justin Brantley again. Brantley, a 37-yard punt his first time, and he stands on the goal line. Murph is the deep man for Kansas at his own 43. Just about got a hand on it. High kick. Murph staying away from it.
That hit a Texas A&M player on the shoulder pad. Should be dead ball there about the 47-yard line where it was illegally touched. I'm not sure the officials actually saw it. There's not even a hacky sack on the field.
They've got it marked at midfield. And regardless, Kansas going to get great field position leading at 7-0.
Fresh tomatoes and spicy green chilies, the bold flavor of Rotel gives your queso a kick. Spice things up with Rotel.
Come test drive J.D. Power and Associates' most appealing midsize car at Varsity Ford and test your senses. Take the scenic route with up to 31 miles per gallon. Indulge your love for amazing sound with a 6-disc CD changer with MP3 capability. Accelerate the excitement with available 221 horsepower V6 engine. Demand to be noticed in a brand new 07 Ford Fusion for only $229 a month. Take action and visit the best price leader, Varsity Ford, on the Bypass in College Station or online at varsityflm.com.
Insurance adjusters handle a lot of claims. They're paid to settle as fast as possible. But if you're injured, it may take months for you to get better. Don't get caught in the shuffle. Get experienced legal advice before you even think of settling. Fred Davis, a board-certified personal injury lawyer, helps injury victims. Your first visit's free and there's no obligation. Call Davis & Davis. We're here to help.
Here's a little piece of heaven tailgating with Johnsonville Brats. Welcome you back to Lawrence. Johnsonville Brats go great with anything, but on a college football Saturday, nothing better. Is there, partner?
No. These guys out here, too, at KU, they're having a good time here early this morning, getting their grills going, and you see them cooking up some good stuff here, and wow, that's a lot of fun. Where's our burger, though? They got to send them up here. Where's our brats? We got to get those up to the booth.
Well, the communication business, but they're not communicating that to those folks, are they?
Yeah, I think they looked at the spot here under review of where the football is. They're going to get another 1.5 yards on it. Illegally touched by Texas A&M on around the 46-yard line. See on the left side of your screen here, the ball's going to come down. Right there, is that Brian Murph's shirt? It's going to catch him right there on the 46-yard line. They got a good spot on it.
Came off of the Texas A&M. I think that was Pierre Brown.
Pierre Brown, not Brian Murph.
Murph was the intended receiver of it. It is 1st and 10 now at the 46 of A&M. So Kansas getting great field position. Barman to Cornish and incomplete.
Yeah, Cornish is a good receiver out of the backfield. 13 catches on the year. Surprising that ball's going to go through his hands. So he's a guy they like to get out on the perimeter as well. He shows flashes of good ability in the open field, not just a guy who runs in between the tackles. And John Cornish has been one of the steadiest players on this football team this season.
He's got 13 receptions, so not just a runner, and 5.2 per carry on the ground. He's had 4 100-yard games this year rushing the football, and it's a 2nd and 10 here. Warren was the man covering on that last play. Here's Cornish. Hanging on as they reach for it. Gets to the 43-yard line. Henry Smith makes the tackle, picks up 3 on the play. As Kansas with a 7-0 lead. First down line is brought to you by Overstock.com. Search, shop, and save up to 70% at Overstock.com. So pick up a 3, and it's now 3rd down.
Now this may be a 2-down situation here for KU up early in this ball game, and with a chance here on 3rd down. But obviously, I think Mark Mangino, the way things are going, playing pretty well. Might even go on 4th if need be.
If he can eliminate that decision. He is in trouble and brought down on a sack by Texas A&M at the 48-yard line of Kansas. Harrington is there. He gets his 4.5 sack of the year and a loss of 9.
Chris Harrington going on Cesar Rodriguez here, the little rip and up. And then I tell you, Adam Barman gets out of the pocket because there's pressure inside, and a couple of guys are getting pressure on the quarterback. Chris Harrington now with his 4.5 sack on the season, 3.5 coming in here, so those are updated numbers. Got a little lineage there.
Here's your best passer of the day, Kyle Tucker, coming back to punt. 4th and 16 this time. And he gets it off. Schrader stays away from it. KU's going to have a shot at downing it. And does. Inside the 5-yard line. And A&M's going to be backed up on its own 3, it appears, for its next possession.
Well, this may actually be spotted at the 1-yard line. It was hit illegally, and then it goes out of bounds around the 3-yard line. Good job here by the punter of sticking it down inside there, and good little English on it. It's the ball coming around. You see the touch there. He's at the 1-yard line, but the ball's around the 3, so I think we get a spot right around the 3-yard line. Great job there. That's Derek Fine getting down there and making a good play.
49 yards on the boot, and A&M with 4:11 to go in this first quarter. And
tough field position once again. Last time out there, punting near their end line, and now starting at the 3-yard line.
Stephen McGee in the shotgun. He's got Lane beside him there in the backfield. Lane shoots. Gets the football. Nothing doing. Kansas front is there. Mike Rivera. A lot of talk about got a middle linebacker, you know he's going to be challenged going head-to-head against Jorvorskie Lane, and he said, bring it on. Looking forward to playing against him.
Yeah, you got to get these big guys up front. Defensive line got to control gaps, and your linebackers got to play, and good job of sticking up in there, Rivera. Heady linebacker. Wanted to get in there and make something happen, and this guy I think is playing very well. James McClinton holds down the defensive line very well. I think he's playing at all Big 12 level right now, Bill.
Second down and 9 for Texas A&M. Goodson, and a loss on the play here as he is nearly stuffed back in his own end zone, and there is McClinton.
Well, just take a look at what McClinton does here and how quick his hands are and feet are. He's going to slap with his right arm. Watch this, slap and go around over and make the tackle for a loss at the 2-yard line. That's what James McClinton has done for this KU defense up front. He has picked up his game in a big way, and he's a force down there. They normally have to use 2 to block him because he's so strong and athletic.
He heard you say, all Big 12, all right, I'll show him.
Right on cue, James.
Taking advantage of the opportunity. Kansas defensively, here's what their rush defense has been like. And back-to-back years, pretty stout. It's 3rd and 11. McGee out of his own end zone. Schrader has overthrown. And now Texas A&M will have to kick it out of their own end zone with 2:23 to go and a 4th and long coming up.
Well, KU pressures the quarterback again. Stephen McGee going to have John Larson in his face and not able to throw that ball out there. He had an open receiver outside. Chad Schrader open out there, but just a little bit overthrown. Now Murph lines up inside his own, the Texas A&M 40-yard line, about the 35-yard line. A&M is backed up right about the 1-2-yard line to punt this football.
Brantley at the back of the end zone. He gets it off, and Murph with the return at the 30, 25, hit hard, but he takes it to the 22-yard line.
Well, Coach is talking about field position, and KU is definitely winning the field position game here, doing a good job on defense, backing Texas A&M up, and they've not been able to get out of their own end zone.
33-yard punt, 13-yard return. Let's check in with Emily Jones.
Guys, you were talking about the tackling job that Kansas has been doing thus far. Also, in talking to defensive coordinator Bill Young yesterday, I asked him if Jorvorskie Lane reminded him of anyone. He said, we've been pumping him up as Jerome Bettis to our players in order to kind of get them fired up, inspire them. And clearly, it's been working this afternoon.
Now, the bus has been stalled so far, if you're calling him that. Here is Cornish, and he gets across the 20. Here's Mike Goldberg with a Dr. Pepper game break.
Well, Bill, the Auburn Tigers, one of 2 teams in the nation that have not allowed a rushing touchdown this season. Problem is, they allow a big play here. Mitch Mustaine to Marcus Monk, 50 yards for the score. Arkansas thinking upset. They lead 10-0 at Auburn first quarter. Bill.
How about those Hogs?
Billy Ray has got to be going crazy back in the studio.
Put the pom-poms down right now.
Oh, he's going to come out with the big hat on. I know he's going to have that at halftime.
2nd and 8. Pass across the middle is incomplete. Intended for Derek Fine from Adam Barman. And Greg was covering in the secondary, the free safety.
Well, the one thing you don't want to do, and I think KU has probably had as bad a run of this in this season, is get into the red zone and do what they've done this season. That is misfire. The turnovers, the problems that they've had. They're 16 of 24 in the red zone, only 67%. But, Bill, 2 fumbles and 3 interceptions. Adam Barman cannot make mistakes at the quarterback spot. Mark Mangino, he might blow a gasket over there if something like that happens with this drive.
3rd down and 8 to go. Barman dumps it off Cornish. Tries to shed a tackler. Aggies come swarming to the football, though, and finally corral him and bring him down near the 17. Danny Gore was there. 3-yard pickup for Gore, a sophomore from Port Arthur, Texas, making a stop for Texas A&M.
Yes, they're going to try the field goal here. Didn't get the first down, but good job of holding on to the ball, John Cornish, because he got a lot of Aggies there, and they're trying to get that football out. You get to see him tackle. You see, that's what coaches teach you when you get them held up like that, pull that football out, but Cornish strongly holds on to it.
38 seconds to go in the quarter, and on a 4th and 4, Webb comes on. He is 4 of 6 in the field goal category, going for a 33-yarder here. And this one is long enough, and it is good. So Scott Webb, who missed his first 2 this season, has now hit 5 straight. And Kansas gets great field position after the exchange and tacks on 3 more. It's 10-0 Jayhawks in the final minute of this first quarter. I want to remind you the Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship game is coming back to Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, just down I-70. It'll be December 2nd this year. Get your tickets by calling the number on your screen, logging on to Ticketmaster.com. And great action at Arrowhead for the Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship game.
Okay, you making a mark saying, hey, we'd like to be there this season with a pretty good effort so far early in this ballgame. Mark Mancino's got to be very pleased with how his offense has gone out there and executed, not made any mistakes, and defensively they have really negated anything that Texas A&M is trying to get going.
Of course, Kansas never been to the Big 12 title game, and this is the 11th year now of the Big 12 Conference. There's the Michelin scoring drive. 3 plays, 6 yards. Webb, the 33-yarder.
Strange to see a 3-play drive for 6 yards and you put points on the board. That's the field position that they've got on that punt return.
Texas A&M, they hesitate, then they bring it out. And out near the 25-yard line for Texas A&M is Pierre Brown.
Well, Pierre Brown, the one thing he does, he makes a slow decision, but I tell you what, the thing I really like, he goes straight down the middle of the field. He's going to go right up there. He's not deviating in any way. He says, I better at least get to the 20-yard line. Gets beyond that to the 26, 27. So a little slow coming out of the end zone, but he gets a good return.
So it sets up A&M when the second quarter gets underway. They'll flip-flop ends, and they'll have a 1st and 10 from the 26. But it is the Kansas Jayhawks, the early story here in Lawrence on homecoming Saturday. It is the Jayhawks with a Varmint touchdown pass and a Webb field goal, leading it 10-0. We'll be back after this word from Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottlers.
The 23 flavors in every Dr. Pepper add up to so much taste. 23 is always on the tip of your tongue.
And so, at the end of the 23rd quarter, it's all tied up, 23-23.
X is the square root of Y. True or false? Karen.
23?
Dr. Pepper. With 23 flavors and one mind-blowing taste, there's more to it.
Go anywhere. Do anything. The power is yours. Cordless power. But be cool with your cordless power. If you've got old rechargeable batteries hanging around, take them in to be recycled. It's easy, and it's good for the environment. Check us out online or call to learn more.
Relationships in life are more important than the one between you and your Michelin tires. Rugged, long-lasting Michelin truck tires. Michelin, a better way forward.
Fox NFL Sunday is on the road and coming to you live from Philadelphia. This weekend in HD.
And welcome back. Second quarter ready to start here in Lawrence at Memorial Stadium, with Kansas leading Texas A&M 10-0. And the Aggies, 1st and 10, ball on the 26-yard line. Following that kick return. Morrow in motion there. McGee on the option. Shreds a tackler, and McGee picks up the first down. Nice little scamper for Stephen McGee.
Yeah, this is down the line option, and what does a good job for this for Stephen McGee is his outside receivers on the outside. They all get locked up on somebody, so he doesn't have to make a decision. He's out running that defensive end. That's not a problem for him, but the blocking downfield, you see Joey Thomas, the tight end, doing a good job. And what he's done this year is pretty impressive. 184 yards a game. His completion percentage is high, almost 65%. And only has had one interception this year throwing the football. So Steve McGee has been a very, very capable quarterback. And I think somebody that Dennis Franchione is very glad to have in his program.
Replacing McNeil. Played 5.5 quarters last year when McNeil got hurt. Saw some action against OU and, of course, against Texas, so he got his feet wet. But this is his first real opportunity. Let's check in with Emily Jones. First down.
Well, guys, this is technically the Texas A&M Aggies' second road game, but if you count the first one, it was in San Antonio, which is about an hour drive from College Station. They were taking on Army. It was technically, like I said, a road game. It was a 28-24 victory, but this is the first time all season that the Aggies have been on someone else's turf, so it may be taking them a little while to get adjusted to the hostile environment here in Lawrence.
Yeah, good point. Thank you, Emily. They opened up the things this year, beating the Citadel, Louisiana Lafayette, Army in San Antonio, she mentioned, and then Louisiana Tech back in College Station before falling in their Big 12 opener to Texas Tech 31-27. And that was a thriller. Boy, what a pass by Graham Harrell to Johnson that bumped off the Aggies in College Station last weekend. 1st and 15 following the penalty. McGee to throw it and complete. No, Morrow got jarred from the football. Nice hit by Akeem Talib in the secondary for Kansas.
A little pressure that time inside by Eris Wright, the linebacker, and good job outside. But Eris Wright getting a chance to play here. You see on the right side of your screen, he's going to come into this hole and get back there by McGee. And he's playing because last week, if you watch the game against Nebraska KU, Eric Washington, their linebacker, hurt late in that ball game. And good news for KU fans that he is well, and he was up. We saw him at practice yesterday, and we want to say thank for all of his prayers and wishes, and just want to tell all the KU fans that he's okay.
Slowly recovering, but feeling much, much better. Here's McGee. Try to follow a blocker, and then is brought down hard to the turf by James McClinton at the 43-yard line. 7-yard pickup for McGee.
Well, you know, he's just a sophomore back there, McGee is, and he's got to make good decisions. And this is a great decision not to throw the ball down in the secondary and perhaps get it picked off, and just use your feet and athleticism to bring up 3rd down and 6. And now you have a chance to manage, perhaps get a 1st down here. They need to get something going here against his KU defense.
McGee, for all of his talents, and he certainly has a bunch of them, maybe the best thing is just his competitive nature and his leadership. You throw all that in with the ability this guy's got, and you can see why the Aggies are very excited about what's down the line. 3rd and 7. He needs a big play here, and whistled just as the ball was snapped and dropped.
Now, John Larson came across the line of scrimmage for KU, and I think he made the offensive tackle jump. It's going to be interesting to see where they call it against KU or Texas A&M.
Yeah, it's one of those both pointing at the other guy deals.
Offsides, defense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down, number 40.
Well, I think they got the number wrong, but nonetheless, going against KU and going to bring up a 3rd and short. You see on the bottom of your screen here, John Larson, this is 87 right here. It's not number 40 inside. They made a mistake on the number, but that's an neutral zone infraction.
So, much better deal for Texas A&M. Now you're 3rd and 2. Got a little bit more run-pass option here. At the 48-yard line. Wayne is the guy in motion to the bottom of your screen, and now McGee to throw, and he has got it complete for the 1st down at the 44-yard line of Kansas. Kemp covering on the play, and 8-yard pickup to Jay Schrader.
That's a good confident throw to Jay Schrader, who pushes the defense back, stops, comes back. Good place to throw the football. You see him up here. He's going to stop and come right back to Steve McGee, and good target there. Gets that 1st down. You got a little cushion there by Talib. Needs to tighten that up in that situation.
1st and 10 at the 44, Kansas. Kansas with a 10-0 lead, 2nd quarter. And Lane just covers over the football, and he rolls to the 31-yard line. Mortensen and Kemp bring him down after 13 yards.
Well, watch Jorvorskie Lane's feet in the hole. That's what they talk about him as a big guy. He's got quick feet. You see his feet moving. He's not trying to be real tricky as far as going right, left, and jig-jagging, but in the hole, his feet move very quickly, and he's got deceptive speed for a big guy. And again, the KU defenders in the secondary tackling this big guy low.
Knows where the end zone is. 11 touchdowns, as 1st in the league, 2nd in the nation when it comes to TD scoring. And it is a 1st and 10 at the 31. McGee tackled around the ankles by Kemp. Picks up 3 yards. Time for a Dr. Pepper game break. Let's check in with Mike Goldberg.
Hey, Bill, Wake Forest, one of 9 unbeatens remaining in Division I football, looking for their first 6-0 start since 1944. They look good at home. Little trickery here. Nate Morton back to the quarterback, Riley Skinner. Leads number 15 Clemson 14-13. Meantime, Auburn has cut the lead to 10-7. Arkansas still in the lead.
Thanks very much. Let's go back here. 2nd down and 7. The handoff to Goodson. Goodson is stopped at the 22. Maybe he got a little bit more than that. Mortensen makes the tackle.
Now, Goodson, he's one of those guys, when you get the ball in his hands, it could be a huge play anytime. He just got that speed. Watch his acceleration here. A little quick thing, and all of a sudden, boom, right ahead. He's 6 or 7 yards down the field before you know what happened. And that's what you want from that tailback in this offense, ability to burst through a hole, a small hole, and then get speed on the outside, which we've seen both from Goodson today.
So a 3rd and 1 for Texas A&M. Down 10-0. The ball at the 21 of Kansas. McGee. Lane with the football. Has the first down across to the 19-yard line. Justin Thornton, the stopper for Kansas after a 2-yard pickup. Jorvorskie, sophomore out of Lufkin, Texas.
Watch the defense come low here on this guy, and he just bowls him back over. Watch it. No, I'm going the other way. Big guys like that, they lean. When they go forward, they want to get positive yards. I remember playing in the NFL against a guy named John Riggins that ran the same way. And not fun to tackle those kind of guys because they've always got a good body lean.
He's got his name on the stadium walls here. John Riggins, of course, an outstanding player with Kansas. And it's 1st and 10 now for Texas A&M. Hey, you talk about getting low to the ground. That earned him that first down here. And again, flags thrown with McGee trying to run the option.
False start, 70. Offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
You know, Bill, you were talking about earlier about Steve McGee. We talked to Les Kenning, the offensive coordinator for Texas A&M, and you know, he talked about Steve McGee's competitiveness and his leadership ability. And you know, I remember watching Steve McGee on the field and how he practices and how he talks to guys. Very jovial. He always is always talking, always joking. He's kind of a leader out there. Even when the defense is on the field, he's trying to keep guys loose, and that's just the kind of competitor he is. And you've got a guy like that in your football team, it's going to make for a lot of fun days.
1st and 15 now, and McGee throws the football to Bennett, and Bennett is brought down at the 17-yard line. Kemp makes the tackle. They pick up 6. Martellus Bennett with another reception.
Yeah, they're using Martellus Bennett on the outside. I'd really like to see him get up the seam a little bit, get him up the field. He's going to come across and work outside, but I'd like to see him get him up the field and see what he can do in this area of the field here, working away from a linebacker or a safety. He's got speed and ability, and he can jump, so take a look here. He knows how to jump and get over that tackler. Anthony Webb not able to even touch him there. He jumps right over him.
Second reception of the day for the tight end. It is 2nd down and 8 now. Option, McGee. Goodson. Knocked out of bounds. See where they spot the football near the 8, it appears, as Thornton knocked him out.
And when you come down the line of scrimmage as a quarterback, you've got to read your keys here, and you're not going to give the lane inside because you got a defensive end there. He outruns the defensive end, but look, he got to pursue the cornerback. Newton is there. He just goes Goodson around the edge. He's got more speed. Just ran out of real estate. Got another yard here. He might be able to turn this up for the score.
He got the first down, which was the most important thing, and it's 1st and goal for Texas A&M. Mark it officially at the 7-yard line. We know with Lane having 11 touchdowns, he's in the game. Morrow in motion, and there's Lane. Spins. You know, everybody in the stadium knows this guy's getting the football, right? And you still can't stop him. That's how good he is.
I talked about tackling in this ball game. It's going to be very key for Kansas to get in there, wrap up, buddy tackle here. You've got to get to the football. You got a guy who's 275 pounds, and look at him. You got to wrap up. Rivera's not able to get his hands on him, and he just keeps those legs churning. Jorvorskie Lane The J train, that's what they're calling him. He's moving the ball down the field pretty well for him.
2nd and goal from the 2-yard line now. Riley also in the backfield along with Alexander and Lane. Lane trying to bull his way in. And touchdown Texas A&M. A late signal, but the Aggies score, and they're on the board for the first time today as Jorvorskie Lane gets his 12th touchdown of the season.
Well, good drive by Texas A&M, running the ball down the field. Jorvorskie Lane, power football, getting inside the KU defense. Offensive line getting just enough penetration there, moving that KU defense out for this score.
So Lane on the 2-yard run, and that'll bring on Newman for the point after, a senior. And Newman is 12 of 12 in PATs. And it is good. So Texas A&M, with Lane pulling his way into the end zone, is within 3. It's 10-7 with 8:23 to go, second quarter.
I can still go to college.
It's the Army.
I'm going to be part of something that's important. And it's the reserve. So they'll train me around here until they need me.
Good training.
It's the Army.
Call 1-800-984-ARMY now for a free DVD to learn about strengthening yourself and your community as a citizen and soldier in the U.S. Army Reserve. You'll also get a free sports watch. Stand ready in the Army Reserve.
Varsity Ford's model year clearance sale is coming to an end. Now is your last chance to save thousands. Right now, America's best price leader, Varsity Ford, has an 06 F-150 for only $295 a month. Or drive away in a luxurious 06 Expedition with third row seating for only $323 a month. Take home America's muscle car, Ford Mustang, for only $289 a month. Hurry in today because model year clearance ends soon. See the best price leader, Varsity Ford, on the bypass in College Station or online at varsityflm.com.
We're really trying to bring to them the benefit of all the technology, the skill, and the learning that we have.
Texas Regional Eye Center offers a highly trained professional staff, a state-of-the-art facility, and complete eye care.
Now we've put all the other pieces together, and there's simply no reason to look someplace else because we have the best level of care that can be achieved anywhere.
Excellence in eye care. Texas Regional Eye Center. Call today. 774-0498.
Better life.
You're watching FSN Southwest.
Kansas with a 10-7 lead. Aggies getting on the board for the first time, and our Esurance leaders. Take a look at NCAA touchdown leaders. Yeah, they're at the top. Jorvorskie Lane, along with the diminutive Garrett Wolf from Northern Illinois, who has become a legitimate Heisman candidate. And then you see the others with 11. But Lane, he is Mr. End Zone for this Texas A&M team.
Yeah, been power running today for him. Jorvorskie Lane, 6 carries, 30 yards on the day already in the score. So kind of making his mark here early in this ball game.
And the kick. And they'll down it in the end zone and bring it out for the touchback. We'll take a break as well with a 10-7 Kansas over Texas A&M on our Dr. Pepper Big 12 Game of the Week.
This strawberry cheesecake shake is amazing.
I love the real strawberries and the pie crust bits.
Yeah, I can tell. You need to slow down on your slurps, honey.
I have to make up for all the desserts that I declined during bathing suit season. I mean, like, that's for apple pie on the 4th of July, and that's for the homemade cookies at the lake.
Honey, you don't have to make up for all the past desserts. Just enjoy the one you have now.
What are you, a bumper sticker?
Strawberry Cheesecake Shake. New at Sonic. Only at Sonic will you find cheesecake and real strawberries blended in a cup. And now swipe your credit or My Sonic card from your car. Only at Sonic.
I looked at 4 schools.
5 schools. Small schools. East Coast.
West Coast. Ivy League.
Performing arts. But I found myself.
Found myself at Baylor.
I found small classes. World-class facilities.
And a community of faith.
Where 14,000 students from all 50 states
and 70 countries make friends.
Get involved and make a difference.
What about you? What will you find?
Kansas with a 10-7 lead as Jorvorskie Lane has cut it to 3, and here with more, Emily Jones.
Well, guys, they call him his money plays. And coming into today, 18 times Jorvorskie Lane got the ball on 3rd or 4th down. 15 times the result was either a first down or a touchdown. He can add a first down and a touchdown to those stats today, so now his numbers 17 of 20 on those money plays.
That is productivity. Thank you, Emily. 1st and 10, ball on the 20 as Kansas. Quarterback Adam Barman. Cornish in the backfield. Cornish gets the call. Nice hole for him. Rolls to the 30 and more, and brought down across the 32-yard line. Melvin Bullitt making the tackle. Around 13-yard pickup for John Cornish.
And you'll get some money out of this one, too, with the block. And you see up front here, you see the hole that John Cornish has to run through. Good job by the KU offensive line, moving out the Texas A&M defense to open up that hole, and so John Cornish can get going.
Cornish officially getting 12 on the carry. He's got 6 carries, 25 yards today. Jorvorskie Lane 6 for 30 and a score. And nothing doing this time. Loss on the play. Warren covering.
Yeah, Justin Warren, the middle linebacker for Texas A&M. He's a guy, he knows how to play, and he goes sideline to sideline, and Justin Warren's going to get back in the backfield and see the linebacker scrape and make this play right here in the backfield. That's speed. When you see a hole open, you got to go take it and make a tackle, and shoestring tackle works just fine.
Come back, and officials make a call here. Kind of sorting it out here as both teams look a little confused. See where they spot the football.
No, I didn't see any infraction on the field that I know of, but we were watching a replay as well, so something may have come up.
Shot block, 77-61 offense, 15-yard penalty. Will the play clock operator put 6 seconds back on the play clock?
There you have it. Chop block call against Kansas, and now talked about that field position game that was turned around when.
Yeah, but was this enforced after the play, after the run? 15 yards from.
It'll be first down.
Yeah, well, first down here, nonetheless.
Yeah. First down, and here's Barman. He throws it away here. Barman, 4 of 8 for 26 yards. Does have a TD toss today. Mark Mangino looking on with his club now a 2nd down and 26 to go.
You know, we talked about it early in this ball game, Bill, for both football teams, trying to perhaps stretch the defense, make some bigger plays. And I've seen really for both teams just throwing the ball, you know, horizontally across the field and not trying to make that play down the field yet. To see if either one of these teams could try to make a play on the outside. Both sets of cornerbacks in this ball game are fairly young, inexperienced, and I feel like he might be able to make some plays there.
2nd and 26 for the Jayhawks, leading at 10-7. This one is complete across to the 22-yard line, and Bullitt makes the tackle on Jonathan Lamb, who's been used primarily in the kick return game. He gets his 3rd reception of the season.
A good job in the secondary by Texas A&M, not allowing players to get downfield for the open throw, and he just throw it underneath and come up and make a nice cheer tackle.
So 3rd and 21. Clock moving, 7:05 to go here before halftime. Kansas jumping out to a 10-0 lead. Aggies coming back, getting a TD from Lane. Here's Barman going to work. Got some time. And McAnderson couldn't handle. Like that ball might have deflected off a lineman, or else someone on the front group there.
It either came out of Barman's hand poorly and kind of wobbled, or did hit a defensive lineman there rushing the football, but nonetheless incomplete. It's going to bring up 4th down, and good job by Texas A&M of answering here and going to get the football back, probably with pretty good field position.
Good contingent of Aggie fans, as always, here in Lawrence, and Kyle Tucker stands inside his own 10 to kick it. And Chad Schrader is the deep man. Schrader sending fair catch. That is the case. And A&M pretty good field position at its own 38-yard line after a 40-yard punt. We'll be right back with more from Lawrence.
It's one team. It's pride in this uniform.
It's never giving up.
It's bleeding Rockets red.
T-Mac to the rack with a tomahawk slam.
It's all about Houston.
It's Houston Rockets basketball.
Live it.
Live it.
Live it.
You can reserve your seats to the best games now with a mini plan. Get your plan today by calling 713-627-DUNK or by visiting Rockets.com.
Let's live it together, Houston.
What does it take to be the most popular car in the country? Uncompromising quality. 22 standard luxury features. Superb reliability. And it certainly helps to be a Toyota. The 2007 Camry LE. Lease one now for only $279 a month for 36 months with just $999 due. Toyota Camry, the best-selling car in America. Because quality matters. Toyota, moving forward.
Hey, Mambo, Mambo Italiano, hey, Mambo, Mambo Italiano.
For a limited time only, try Papa John's Sicilian Meats Pizza for just $11.99. That's a large Sicilian Meats Pizza, only $11.99. Loaded with spicy Italian sausage, pepperoni, Italian salami, and sliced linguiça. Papa John's Sicilian Meats Pizza, just $11.99. Call now or order online.
Taste the difference. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
You're watching FSN Southwest.
Mike Goldberg, DeMarco Farr, Billy Ray Smith get set for the Sonic halftime report. Will War Eagle be landing? Hold that parade just yet. It's early. Auburn, get rolling.
Oh, now you guys want to talk about the Ranger battle.
Billy Ray, Billy Roy, whatever. Yeah, we'll talk about your alma mater at the half of the Sonic halftime report. Bill, Gary.
Right. I bet they will talk, too.
I got a feeling they will. Well, it is homecoming here in Lawrence, where the Jayhawks own a 10-7 lead. Texas A&M with the football after a good defensive stand, and it's 1st and 10 as McGee delivers, and it is complete before the Aggie receiver Franks got out of bounds, and Webb covering on the play. Anthony Webb, a 6-foot, 180-pound freshman, 15-yard pickup on this play.
Well, remember Reggie McNeil, what he used to do for Texas A&M, get out on the edge, throw the ball accurately. Look at the zip that Steve McGee has on the football. Very much like a Reggie McNeil pass outside on the edge, throwing the ball very well out there, and Kerry Franks, a capable receiver as well.
5th reception of the year for Franks. He had a 64-yard TD grab against Louisiana Tech for his only score this year. And it's 1st and 10 for Texas A&M, trying to take the lead now. McGee all day now moves about a bit, and it's complete to Chad Schrader. And Schrader, he can stretch that defense, shows you some speed as he wheels out of bounds near the 29-yard line. Holt making the play, 17-yard pickup, as Schrader averages 20 yards per reception.
Watch Yemi Babalo, the offensive tackle. If you can do blocking like that, which is good for a young sophomore tackle, that's what you want to have, and gives your quarterback time to throw the football. And he did it today. Schrader had to go beyond the line. Or it was a touchdown for Texas A&M.
The Aggies move those chains. 1st and 10 on the 29. 6:23 to go in the half. Goodson, the tailback. Alexander gets settled in the backfield as well. KU showing pressure. Goodson finds a crease and clips it to the 24-yard line of Kansas before Kemp makes the tackle. He picks up 5. First Down Line is brought to you by Overstock.com, your online source for savings on everything from video games to big screen TVs.
You look at Mike Goodson, number 3 here for Texas A&M. You know, he kind of reminds you of Jamal Charles from Texas. He's got that speed, that breakaway ability. He runs kind of a vertical style upright, and he's pretty fast. And Yemi Babaloa is out on the sideline, perhaps with a leg injury. We'll check in on him.
Goodson, 6 carries, 30 yards today. 2nd down and 5 for A&M here. McGee on the option, in trouble, and brought down. Kansas stringing it out and pulling him down. Mike Rivera's made a couple of big plays today. The sophomore out of Shawnee Mission, Kansas.
And no Yemi Babaloa on the left offensive tackle here to go inside. Mike Babaloa scrapes from his linebacker spot, and he's one you don't count on in the run game here on the option play. You don't think you have to take your tackle. You got to hit that linebacker. You got to get him. He doesn't get him. That left offensive tackle not able to get him. That was Rivera. Nice play. Good job getting outside.
3rd down and 7 now. Kansas crowd trying to get in there to support their defensive group. All on the 26-yard line. Lane back there with McGee in the shotgun. Quick hitter in incomplete as Pierre Brown couldn't find the handle. It looks like Newman will come on for the field goal attempt now for Texas A&M. He is 3 of 3 in the field goal category, 13 of 13 in PATs. They made a move in their kicking game after the first couple of games this season, and a 43-yarder coming up here for Newman. No good. That ball looked like it got blocked, and Kansas has held on the play.
Yeah, maybe Rodney Allen might have got a handle on the hand on this, number 92 for KU, doing a good job of getting penetration and not allowing a field goal here by Texas A&M.
We'll be back after this word from Dr. Pepper, your local Dr. Pepper bottlers.
Introducing new Dr. Pepper Berries and Cream. So rich, so creamy, with a hint of raspberries. Once the creamy taste gets a hold of you, you won't want to let go. Get your hands on new Dr. Pepper Berries and Cream and get buried in cream.
Garlic Parmesan and lemon pepper. Those are definitely my 2 favorites. But that's the great thing about Wingstop. They've got 9 secret recipes for wings, and they're all great. Did you get that? Not to mention all their great dipping sauces. You sure? Because I can do it again. They're all cooked to order. Microwaves? Nah. Heat lamps? Nope. They're always fresh, crispy, and piping hot. Best I've ever eaten. You're gonna love them.
Wingstop, the wing experts.
Relationships in life are more important than the one between you and your Michelin tires. Rugged, long-lasting Michelin truck tires. Michelin, a better way forward.
The Dr. Pepper Big 12 Game of the Week on FSN is brought to you by Chick-fil-A. We didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich. By Dr. Pepper, 23 flavors that add up to one bold taste. Dr. Pepper, there's more to it. By Johnsonville Brats, welcome to Heaven on a Bun. Welcome to Johnsonville. And by your local Suzuki motorcycle and ATV dealers. Back to the live action as Cornish on a 1st and 10 situation, looking for some running room, and finally finds a little bit. Gets it to the 29 before Marcus Thornton tackles for A&M. Picks up 3. Aggies trail Kansas 10-7, 4:30 and counting in the second quarter.
You know, when running backs, when they reverse direction, usually a lot good things don't happen. Bad things happen. John Cornish lucky enough to get forward there and get some positive yards. Glad he didn't take it around the edge. Would have lost 4 or 5 more yards if he'd tried that one. But good to get up and get 3 yards there on first down.
Drew is wide to the left side. Kansas with a 2nd down and 7. Barman going downfield, and it is complete. Nicely done to Dexton Fields. Fields had the touchdown earlier, and Kansas moves the chains out to midfield.
You know, kind of a flag route here to Dexton Fields. He gets down on the sideline, play action pass inside, good blocking up front, throws it out there behind the cornerback, kind of stumbles there. Good throw, good catch right on the sideline.
It's a 20-yard pickup for the Jayhawks. Fields a sophomore out of Dallas, South Oak Cliff High School. So some Texans coming back to try to put some pain on the Texas A&M Aggies. It is 1st and 10, officially at the 49 of Kansas. Play action. Barman going deep here. Newton, the closest man to it for Texas A&M, though. Brian Murph, the intended receiver.
Yeah, I think you need to do that. I think you need to air it out, throw it down the field. At least you've got to challenge the defense sometimes in a ball game. Adam Barman got plenty of arm strength to get it out there. Just kind of overfired that one. Good coverage in the secondary, actually, by Texas A&M. Mark Mangino's got to decide, hey, let's go ahead and challenge some defenses. It opens up your run game. It opens up a lot of different things. If the defense doesn't have to worry about the long pass, then they can certainly sneak up and stop your running game, perhaps.
Kansas today running for 24, passing for 100. A&M has run 6. 26, passed for 74. Cornish, loss on this one. He brought back, they're going to say he was stopped at the 40. They pushed him all the way back to the 32, though. A loss of 9 on the play.
Yeah, Michael Bennett doing a good job here on the outside. Watch number 11 get up there and just pressure right back inside. He sees John Cornish get the late draw handoff and nothing going there, trying to pull the ball out.
Yes, that is the brother of Martellus Bennett, sophomore out of, I believe, Taylor High School there in Texas, and it'll be a 3rd down and 19. All on the Kansas 40. Farman again to throw. A&M trying to pressure, and Lamb with the reception. The 50, and brought down at the 49. His second grab of the day, picks up 11 yards for the Jayhawks.
Well, Lamb's just going to work across the field right here by the linebackers. Just kind of find a little spot, get past the middle linebacker, Tupe there, and turns north and south, gets 3 or 4 extra yards. Not going to get the first down, but gets into Texas A&M territory here.
Punting situation. Kyle Tucker comes on to kick. And Chad Schrader is back for Texas A&M. 4th down and 8 for Kansas at the 49 of Texas A&M. Schrader now stays away, and Kansas gets a terrific roll as that ball is down near the 7-yard line. Coming up on our Sonic Halftime Report, we'll check in with Mike Goldberg, Billy Ray Smith, and DeMarco Farr, and top 25 scores and highlights. And don't forget Washington and Southern Cal coming up later on FSN. A preview of that and more, all on the Sonic Halftime Report.
Well, how much time do you think we'll spend talking about Arkansas in that halftime? If they're still ahead,
be the Arkansas Television Network. You bet. 1st down and 10 now for the Texas A&M Aggies, and they operate on their own 7. McGee to Bennett, and out of bounds, just shy of the 1st down near the 15-yard line. Mortensen there covering for KU.
Oh, he's such an exciting receiver and athlete, Bennett is. I would really like to see him get up the field and challenge a linebacker or a safety going vertical instead of going to the sideline, because I think he can really make some plays downfield. He's got good enough speed, and I think he can work the middle of the field and find some open areas and make some huge plays. He doesn't have the breakaway speed to get away from these cornerbacks that are outside, but I think inside with the linebackers and safeties, he can make some plays in the middle of the field. 3rd reception today. He's got 16 on the year. Last year, he started 5 games. He ended up with 18 receptions for the season, so becoming a bigger part of the Aggie offense. And it's now a 2nd and 2 for Texas A&M. Clock starting to become a factor. We got 1:59 to go before the half. And the Aggies with 2 timeouts remaining. McGee delivers it to Schrader, incomplete. Talking about the tight ends, Martellus Bennett. They got another bookend, pretty good one. Is Joey Thomas, number 81. He's both tight ends are in the ball game here. They'll go with 2 tight end formations, and they're self-proclaimed the Legion of Doom, those 2 guys together.
Well, they've done a pretty nice job. They're big fellas, too. See Thomas at 6'5", 250, and Bennett 6'7", 248. 3rd and 2 now for Texas A&M. See if they'll keep this drive going. McGee. He does as he delivers it, and it is complete, and then out of bounds. The receiver, Irvin Taylor, knocked out near the 25, but that'll move the chains and keep possession for Texas A&M. Holt makes the stop for Kansas.
Well, you've got both tight ends here going to work up the field, and then you're going to throw to the outside. You're going to stretch the defense. It's zone coverage here. Good tackle on the outside. That's Newton, or at least misses a tackle, and job Irvin Taylor moving a little further down the field. Breaking the tackle.
Irvin Taylor gets his first reception of the day. That is the 6th receiver of the day that McGee has found to make a connection, and it's 1st and 10 at the 24 now. Lane beside him. McGee to throw again. Little pump. And to look him off. Now keeps the football. And Kansas comes up with a tackle from Mortensen near the 28-yard line to keep McGee from getting a big gainer.
Well, last week against Nebraska, this play worked against Anthony Webb, the cornerback, and it doesn't work this time. You see the pump fake here. Watch the pump fake, boom, right there. And he's trying to get the cornerback to bite on it, but he doesn't bite, so he has to go the other way. Last week against Nebraska, Anthony Webb bit on that play, and he threw it up for a touchdown. So good job by Webb. Hey, burn me once, my fault. Burn me twice. You're not going to play anymore, son.
That's right. Better learn through mistakes. He did on that one. Second down now, and McGee throws the football away. And 1:10 remaining now. The clock stopped. Hurrying the quarterback that time, John Larson, sophomore out of Shawnee Mission. 6'3", 245.
John Larson's been out there a lot today. Haven't talked a lot about Paul Como, the other defensive end, but he's been making plays. John Larson getting back in the backfield. A little pressure early in this ball game.
Como was a tear in the game we had on FSN against South Florida. It is 3rd down and 6 now for the Aggies. And timeout, Texas A&M. And that will leave them 1 timeout remaining. With 59 seconds to go in the first half of play, and it's a 10-7 lead in favor of the University of Kansas.
Yeah, you want to be smart here on 3rd down, have a chance to get this first down and keep going here. Dennis Franchione calling a timeout.
Our Suzuki student athlete, we honor TJ Sanders from Texas A&M, a walk-on quarterback, 4.0 in biomedical science, no less.
4.0. Did you ever get to that territory, Bill?
That was just a dream.
When he began the semester?
That was just a dream. I think that was my average in basketball. Certainly not in the classroom. Texas A&M, we put some time back on the clock because of that timeout. They'll make it 1:10 now that they've got to work with. Jayhawks looking for their 10th consecutive home win, and it is homecoming here at KU.
Well, KU, they've still got the 3 timeouts left, so if they're able to stop Texas A&M on this play, they may, if it's a play inbounds, they may want to stop the clock if they stop them short of the first down and use a timeout for themselves, because they possibly could have great field position coming back and put some points on the board. The possibility of it to perhaps go down and kick a field goal.
Yeah, the Aggies don't get this first down, and Texas A&M is going to say, didn't we want that time off the clock? Everything switches around. 3rd and 6 now at the 28-yard line. Empty backfield for the quarterback, Stephen McGee. Coming up, changing the play. Crowd trying to make it as difficult as possible. McGee got time and throws complete to Bennett, and he spins and goes across midfield, and he is down to the 47-yard line of Kansas before Como makes the tackle. A 25-yard pickup.
Well, here's the big guy. Let's get him down the field, see what he can do against the linebackers and safeties. By golly, he's open. Looky there, and spins away, makes some yardage. That's the athlete that Martellus Bennett is, and they need to get him the ball down the field and like that more often.
1st and 10 for the Aggies now, working quickly. And it's complete. Taylor. He scampers out of bounds here, picks up a couple, and the clock stops now at 51 seconds, 5 yards on the reception by Irvin Taylor.
We've got an Aggie down on the field on the far 40-yard line, Bill, at the end of the play.
I think it's Howard Morrow.
I didn't see what happened to Howard at the end of that play, but he's right down on the field for sure.
And not a lot of movement. See them talking to him, and Morrow's a sophomore from Keller, Texas. Let's see if we can find out what happened to him.
Yeah, watch at the top of your screen here around the 40-yard line. We'll see what happens. You see the coming across the field and making a block. He's just making a block on the linebacker, James Holton. Pretty good collision there. You see his head kind of shaking back and forth on that contact.
So as they attend to him, things have gotten quiet here in the stadium, and particularly after what KU fans witnessed last week up in Nebraska with that severe injury that Eric Washington suffered that we were talking about earlier. And good sign here. He is up and under his own power goes off the field. So hopefully Morrow will be back quickly. 2nd down and 5 is our situation with 51 seconds remaining in the half. And Texas A&M on the 42-yard line of Kansas. Remember, 1 timeout remaining for the Aggies. McGee. And again, he finds Bennett, and Bennett, they try to strip the football, and they do. And Kansas has recovered the football at the 30-yard line. They gang tackled him, and I believe it was Caleb Blakesley who came up with the recovery.
Well, that's one of the things Kansas has not done well this year, get interceptions and take the football away, but this is a good job of tackling. Martellus Bennett trying to get to the sideline, and they strip it out. Good job by James Holt, the linebacker who's playing this week for Eric Washington, pulls that ball out.
Thornton pulls it out. Blakesley with the recovery, and as a result, Kansas stops the drive, gets the ball back with 42 seconds to go. And you had it right, Gary. You can see Bennett thinking, get out of bounds, get out of bounds. And Kansas did the right thing. They all came after it. Now, toss back to Barman, and he is leveled. Barman is leveled back on the 20-yard line as no razzle-dazzle working for Kansas that time.
Missy Tupe does a good job getting in the backfield there and trying to throw the ball back to the quarterback here. You hand off to Cornish, and then he stops, comes back. You see the New England Patriots run this play all the time with Tom Brady, and no success here for KU. Good coverage in the secondary by Texas A&M.
Tupe is the guy that originally signed with Utah, went on a 2-year mission to the Philippines, and then played at Dixie State Community College. And he's 24 years old, and he made a big play there to end the half as the clock winds down and Texas A&M heads to the locker room trailing. It is Kansas with a 10-7 lead. The Jayhawks a Fields touchdown reception from Barman, a Webb 33-yard field goal, and Lane the other way for the Aggies, a 2-yard run. And that's a wrap on the scoring at the half. It is 10-7, University of Kansas, and head coach Mark Mangino is with our Emily Jones.
Well, Coach, I remember we talked about it a couple weeks ago. You said you were going to let your kids, you let the whistles go in practice to try and encourage them to continue to strip for the ball, come up with some turnovers. Looks like it paid off today.
Yeah, that was a key turnover there. They were moving the ball just before the half, but we stripped the ball and made a good play to stop their drive.
Special teams huge for you guys, the block field goal and then the fake punt.
Yeah, special teams are important. I told our kids that it would be important, and you know, we spent a lot of time working on it, and it's starting to pay off, but, you know, special teams are important in a close game.
Okay, best of luck in the second half, Coach. And guys, it's time to go back to LA, and I understand in the studio you may need some work on something. It is homecoming here in Lawrence, and I've got a little bit of parade experience in waving, and I hear that Billy Ray's got a pretty good one, but maybe that Mike and DeMarco might need some work. A little elbow, wrist. You think, guys?
Indeed, that could be the case, Emily. Thank you very much. That indeed could be the case. Try it out, Billy Ray. Show us. Can you do it?
Sure, of course. Everybody knows the way.
We welcome you into our college football studios in Los Angeles. We welcome you to the Sonic Halftime Report. Mike Goldberg, DeMarco Fard, the waving Billy Ray Smith. Well, you talked on the kickoff show, you talked prior to the kick of our game about the Kansas defense, and Mangino pointed out that they have stepped up.
Yeah, I like what they're doing on defense. I like what their defensive line is doing. They're being very disruptive, getting up the field. KU not having to blitz that much, but I like what Texas A&M is doing on offense, running the draws in the option, keeping them stymied on defense.
They have a very talented quarterback, and so far it's really testing the Kansas defense. But I'll tell you what, I love the way Mark Mangino comes out for homecoming, fakes the punt, gets the ball down the field, scores a touchdown early. That was a huge thing to get the crowd into the game, get the emotion going.
I can't picture you in a parade. My kids would be like, who's the scary guy waving in the parade? You know what? Could be scary for your alma mater a little bit later. The Washington Huskies are at the Coliseum. It is game 2 of our FSN College Football Saturday doubleheader. Washington, number 2 USC from the Coliseum, available in high definition, 3:30 in the East, 12:30 in the West. Number 3 Auburn, positioning themselves once again for a national championship run. But first, they must hunker down on them Hogs. It is all coming up. Scores and highlights and so much more on the Sonic Halftime Report.
The game face. Everyone is different. Some are powerful, some are focused. and some are calm in any situation. Big 12 athletes never lose their game faces. They travel with them throughout their lives. You see them on doctors performing surgery, lawyers presenting arguments, and on scientists making discoveries. The game face is how champions prepare for a challenge, no matter the arena.
Seven-time award-winning Suzuki King Quad. Ready for anything but sitting around. $59 goes a long way these days at your local Suzuki dealer during Quad Fair.
So, you ready to trade this one in? Yeah. Have you priced out your new car? Know what you're going to pay?
Yes. Dad, I've done my research.
That's good. Now, how much time have you spent figuring out what this one's worth?
Most people do lots of research to find out what to pay for their new car, but don't think about the value of their trade-in. CarMax knows what your car is worth because we've bought more than 1 million cars from people just like you. CarMax, the way car buying should be.
There's no place like home. It has a certain magic all its own, and memories are made there every day. Collecting each moment one by one, while over the years each day becomes a lifetime of good times shared along the way. Have yourself a Bluebell Country Day.
The best in Texas just got better. Now get bonus cash plus low financing on most 2006 models in stock. Every qualified customer is eligible for $2,006 in bonus cash and 2.9% financing for 60 months, regardless of your credit score. You get more than $2,000 cash plus 2.9 APR on almost every 2006 in stock. Explorer, Expedition, F-150, and more. You can save thousands on the best in Texas. This limited time offer ends October 2nd. Visit your Texas Ford dealer today.
Hey, Phil, your idea's not working.
Woo!
Your niece has to go.
S-T-A-P-L-E, steeple.
You said you wanted a little afternoon pick-me-up,
Go, Jack, go!
and I delivered.
Copy and copy. Copy.
I was thinking more of a treat, like my real ice cream shakes, but let's add creamy whipped topping and a cherry. That'll beat the afternoon slump.
No.
Leave.
Fox NFL Sunday is on the road and coming to you live from Philadelphia. This weekend in HD.
Welcome back to the Sonic Halftime Report. How about Adam Barman? Is he all of a sudden, I'd say, solving the quarterback controversy? I think so. We will find out. 10-7, Jayhawks lead at the break. War Eagle. Scores and highlights. Number 3, Auburn, entertaining Billy Ray's Hogs, Utah, Arkansas. Go ahead, Billy Ray.
How do you like that? Tommy Tuberville getting them going. The Hogs are up to the task. How do you like Felix Jones? Just outrunning everybody. That's what speed does for you.
Billy Ray, how you like Mitch Mustaine to mark this month?
Freshman quarterback throws the ball before the wide receiver turns around. The ball is on target. Marcus Monk, great receiver, walks into the end zone.
10-0 Hogs. Billy Ray jumping around the studio, not able to contain himself until this play.
Well, Brandon Cox, he's got some pretty good receivers too. And Rodriguez Smith makes a great falling catch in the end zone.
But how about the little man, Darren McFadden?
He's not a little man, he's a tall fella. He's got a dislocated toe. That man is beating Auburn with 9 toes.
Well, right now you are beating Auburn, Billy Ray. No, you're not playing anymore, but I know this game is important to you at 17-10. And McFadden has been the little man and the big man.
He's fun to watch. 10 carries, 90 yards, 1,000 yards last season. He's second in the ACC this year. Let me tell you, if they don't put a neck on him, a collar on him, he might wind up leading the SEC.
Auburn has won 19 of its last 20 SEC games to the ACC. Number 15, Clemson at Wake Forest. Wake Forest, Riley Skinner.
Always down the middle in the red zone. Look towards the middle. Safeties have nowhere to go. Great pass, great catch. I love this. A little bit of trickeration here. I'm running. No, I'm not. I'm going to throw it back to the quarterback in the end zone. Never get beat by the quarterback on a pass route. Word of the day, trickeration. Wake Forest looking for its first 6-0 start since 1944, and James Dixon doing it so far today, not so much.
Well, listen, James Davis, he's got a big, experienced offensive line. Wake Forest front seven dominating the game today.
Wake Forest looking to lead in the Atlantic Division of the ACC. Number 19, Iowa, playing the Purdue Boilermakers. Damian Sims is in for the injured Albert Young.
Did you see the way the offensive line working on that to get Damian Sims into the clear? I mean, the big ugly's just doing the work up front.
Well, that is Kirk Ferentz right there, Billy Ray. You know that.
Absolutely. And now you got Tate on the rollout. Finds the receiver in the end zone. Tom Bush, accurate. Touchdown, Iowa.
Well, wasn't a very good day against Ohio State for Drew Tate. He's recovered well so far again at home against the Boilermakers.
Lots of hype surrounding Iowa. I'm still waiting for the big kaboom, but this guy's for real. Drew Tate knows where to go with the football. 1 touchdown, no picks. Great QB.
All right, let's get back to the big one in the SEC. Number 3, Auburn, losing right now to Arkansas. Billy Ray, we talked on the kickoff show. Tommy Tuberville talking about you can't go undefeated. You're talking about playoffs. Did he look ahead of Arkansas and Houston Nutt, disrespect him a bit?
Well, here's the thing. I think you have to understand that if you're going to make that stand, if you're going to come out in the media and start talking about being jobbed for a shot at the title game, you got to tell your players that you're just posturing, that you're just kind of setting it up for later in the year. Otherwise, your players will go, man, he's right. We're going to get worked over again at the end of this season. And so if he didn't explain it to his players, I think it could have worked against him in this game just to distract him away from the Arkansas Razorbacks. Pretty good team, Arkansas, by the way.
Eventually, the better team's going to come out and win this game. And I think Arkansas has had their share of emotion for the first half. I think it's going to be all Auburn from here on out. They're going to get that running game going.
Well, I should start celebrating then because I don't think you've called a game right all year.
Oh, thank you very much for throwing that out there.
Wow. And don't forget later on, Washington plays USC, which then you will celebrate, and then Billy Ray will be happy as you know that. Fake punch, everything happening in the first half of our game, A&M and Kansas. And right now, it's 10-7 Jayhawks as you are watching the Sun Halftime Report.
There are some places guys shouldn't go. Then there's Sport Clips, made just for guys, with sports on TV and stuff guys like, and none of the stuff guys don't. At Sport Clips, guys win.
The 23 flavors in every Dr. Pepper add up to so much taste. 23 is always on the tip of your tongue.
So at the end of the 23rd quarter, it's all tied up 23-23.
We'll be back after a brief 23-second timeout.
Dr. Pepper and Chick-fil-A are giving you a chance to throw for $1 million. Drink Dr. Pepper at Chick-fil-A and visit millionnuggets.com to enter. Because with 23 flavors in every Dr. Pepper, there's always more to it.
All the energy for our fuel comes from oil on the ground. A lot of it comes from our people, who year in and year out put so much of their energy into everything they do. So you can be sure that when you put Valero gas into your tank, you're going to get a lot out of it. Valero, the energy to take you anywhere.
Together, we can make a difference. That's why American Century Investments created Livestrong portfolios. Mutual funds designed to support your goals and also help us support the Lance Armstrong Foundation's fight against cancer, because we believe that when you do something good, it can come full circle.
Contact your financial advisor or American Century Investments for a prospectus that contains investment objectives, risks, charges and expenses, and other information that should be carefully read and considered before investing.
When you make your living strapped to a 2,000-pound burro, you not only gotta be tough, you gotta be quick on your feet. That's what's so cool about my new Yamaha Grizzly 700. It's not only tough, It's the only ATV with electric power steering and fuel injection. The new Grizzly 700 FI. Ain't nothing tougher.
Now get a free 2-year warranty plus a $400 warm winch for just $69.95.
Enter at MillionNuggets.com for a chance to win one of over 15,000 Chick-fil-A small nugget trays and one of over 13 grand prize trips to the 2006 Big 12 Championship game for a shot to throw for $1 million. Valid at participating restaurants. See official rules and register at MillionNuggets.com before midnight, November 11th.
There are some places guys shouldn't go. And then there's Sport Clips, a place for guys where you can get a great haircut and catch the game. At Sport Clips, it's all about you. At Sport Clips, guys win.
Welcome back to the Sonic Halftime Report. 10-7 the score at the break. Jorvorskie Lane has now scored 21 touchdowns in only 17 career games, but Texas A&M trails by a field goal. Great games remaining still today. Our field pass starts at the Horseshoe. Number 1, Ohio State going out of conference to take on Bowling Green.
Well, you talk about all the offensive players, Smith and Pittman and Guinea Gonzalez, but the Buckeye defense has already passed last year's Buckeye defense for takeaways. That's the key to this team.
It absolutely has been a glorious season so far. Number 2, USC hosts Washington right here on FSN. Trojans have won the last 4 meetings against your alma mater.
A suddenly defensive USC team. Isaiah Stanback, in Pete Carroll's words, is the whole show. They're going to have to wrap him up.
You do not want to see another Vince Young performance, I can tell you that. Number 4, West Virginia and Stockville, Mississippi, taking on Mississippi State.
They held Steve Slayton, these Carolina Pirates, they held them to 80 yards last week. How much he's going to go crazy today.
Mountaineers won 7 straight on the road, BR, their longest streak in nearly 2 decades. A big one at the Swamp. Number 10, LSU. Number 5, Florida Gators are 5-0.
What a matchup. The best quarterback in the SEC going against the best defense in the SEC. Who's going to win? I don't know. I'm going to watch this one.
LSU has won their last 2 trips to the Swamp. At the Big House, number 6, Michigan State. Spartans in a serious tailspin, but it is Michigan State.
The Spartans want to kick this game off so bad just to get that Illinois game out of their system. Manningham, Preston, and Arrington, I'm telling you, 3 of the best combination wide receivers in college football.
Number 14, Tennessee, between the hedges. At number 9, Georgia, Eric Ainge has been outstanding. Joe Tereshinski back for the Dogs.
Yes, that other SEC matchup we've been talking about. Tereshinski going to get the start. We'll see how that works out for the Bulldogs.
Speaking of other matchups, how about that other big matchup at Cal Berkeley? Number 11, Oregon, at number 17, Cal.
And really, you look at it, and the Ducks and the Bears, they have a hard time stopping the run. This could come down to a Jonathan Stewart, Marshawn Lynch duel. I mean, it could be running back on running back.
So that's one of the huge matchups in the Pac-10 Conference today, these undefeated conference teams with the showdowns. The other undefeated matchup in the Pac-10, at least conference records, is on our air. It's game 2. Washington, number 2, USC. Pete Carroll has talked about it, BR, at length, how impressed he is with Isaiah Stanback.
Well, yeah, as a matter of fact, when I talked to Pete this week, I mentioned to him, well, look, you had Vince Young last year, and he kind of runs all over the place, and people saw him as a real game breaker. Probably not as dangerous a player in Isaiah Stanback. He said, woohoo, hey. This is about the best athlete that's come out at this position in a long time. That's covering Vince Young. I mean, he's saying Isaiah Stanback's a real deal.
Yeah, Stanback runs a 10-4 in the 100. That's fast. When you see him on film from the end zone copy, he's moving. In my opinion, the Huskies' defensive line is going to have to play their best game. Grayson Gunheim's going to have to play above his head today.
One of the top athletes in the Pac-10, finished very high in the track meet. Also, he was drafted by a baseball team, and he's not even playing college baseball. Isaiah Stanback at quarterback for the rejuvenated Washington Huskies at number 2 USC. That is game 2 of our college football Saturday doubleheader right here on FSN.
Hon, did you change the code again?
It's our anniversary.
We know responsibility can be challenging enough. That's why if your property is ever stolen, we'll replace it within 48 hours. Responsibility. What's your policy? Liberty Mutual.
We heard somewhere that ranch is America's favorite dressing. So we made sure to put plenty of peppercorn ranch on our peppercorn ranch what a chicken sandwich, along with juicy tomatoes, lettuce, crispy bacon, and pepper jack cheese. Attaboy, Tiger. Better safe than sorry.
What a burger.
Just like you like it.
Relationships in life are more important than the one between you and your Michelin tires. Rugged, long-lasting Michelin truck tires. Michelin, a better way forward.
The right stuff for sports and the outdoors? Academy Sports and Outdoors has it all. Sports equipment, athletic and work shoes, sports and casual wear for the whole family at low prices every day. Brands, you name them. Reebok, Nike, Under Armour, Levi's, Adidas, Shimano, Remington. Great selection, cool new styles. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day.
The right stuff, the low price. Academy.
York's new Affinity Series furnace system with Climatrack is efficient, dependable, and gorgeous. It's customizable for any region's climate because people like to be comfortable no matter what the forecast has in store. The new beautiful Affinity Series furnace from York. Get up to $1,500 cashback or special financing or extended warranties on select products.
Hi, I'm Tommy Cole, the original award-winning Aggie Land AC and Heating. Call me today with all your air conditioning and heating needs. 979-696-1333.
When you look into the faces of the doctors who choose to practice at St. Joseph, you see the culmination of years of experience. They are the leaders of the St. Joseph Healthcare team. They count on St. Joseph to keep them supported with the latest technology and finest professional staff to deliver the best possible health care to you. St. Joseph and your physician, a relationship based on confidence. St. Joseph, ask for them by name.
Welcome back to the Sonic Halftime Report. It may come down to missed opportunities, and this one may come back to haunt Texas A&M. Can't miss those chip shot, boys. Ouch. 10-7, they trail. Let's go to the big, bad East. But they're not bad anymore, are they? Pitt and Syracuse. Tyler Palco.
Tyler Palco, not bad. Great job on the fake bootleg, taking it to the corner. Tyler Palco, best in the country.
Pitt is 4-1 in the ACC. North Carolina at Miami. Kyle Wright, little trickery. Yeah, it's Halloween, so let's go for a little trickeration again. Little double pass here. Goes deep down the field. I love it when receivers throw to other receivers. It just makes the defense feel oh so good. See what happens, Billy Ray, is DeMarco wants candy the entire month of October, so that's why it's already Halloween. North Carolina comes back, and they lead this game for a while, but not now. Miami leading at the break. Penn State at Minnesota up to the Humphrey Dome.
Give the ball to Tony Hunt. Just let him run behind that big offensive line. Gets hit at the one, falls in for the touchdown. Nice blocking.
Staying in the Big Ten as Penn State leads at the break 14-7. Indiana and Illinois. Flea flicker. This play is always up. If I'm a coach, I'm going to run this on the flea flicker. Drops it back. Look at the rainbow. Hey, safeties! Wait till he runs it first. Touchdown, Illinois. It's a good game, 25-21 at half. It is homecoming in Champaign, Illinois, homecoming in Lawrence, Kansas. And, it's interesting that, specialty teams was talked about by Mark Mangino to Emily Jones as we went to the break.
Yeah, I agree with what he said. Special teams is going to be the difference in this game. They're deep. They have wide receivers that return the football. Great return game. I think it's going to be the difference.
Well, listen, I think John Cornish is going to have to take this game over for Kansas and give him just a little stability. Run the ball, get that going a little bit. He's the 10th best rusher in the nation. He's got to take that role now.
And he was the man who went on a roll late in the game last week when they came back against Nebraska. Now Jorvorskie Lane thinks that he's the night train towards victory for Texas A&M. He has their lone touchdown. Good game so far. Enjoy the second half. This is the Sonic Halftime Report.
There is a place where discoveries are made every day and leaders are born every minute. Where yesterday's news is the foundation for tomorrow's headlines. And integrity is part of everyone's major. It's a place that will take you as far as you can imagine. And sometimes farther. Welcome to Aggie Land.
Where there's a black smoke rising, I smell something. Y'all give me some of that. I want me some barbecue. I want me some barbecue. I want me some barbecue. Barbecue.
Next in line.
TV today.
Crystal's a cool place to be. Yep. It's all about the square. Steaming hot off the grill.
They're delicious.
And they be steaming. Woo!
Succulent, huh?
A little meat and a little pickle with a little bit of mustard.
This Crystal commercial is the best thing that's happened to me. Ever.
Delectable and sensational. Ken Crystal.
Probably put down 12. 12's a light there. That's what Crystal's all about. Stop the tape. Let's go get a Crystal. Right. We gotta go. We gotta eat.
Big taste.
Late in the last century, Esurance emerged on the scene.
And now it's one of the fastest growing auto insurance companies in America. Lots of people are drawn to Esurance because they've taken a fresh look at their auto insurance. What about you?
Quote, buy, print. Save time and money on your auto insurance instantly at Esurance.
Don't miss your chance to get in on all the action from the week in Big 12 football. Condensed into one 30-minute show, packed with highlights from each and every scoring play from around the conference with Big 12 Instant Replay. Only on FSN Southwest.
Fox NFL Sunday is on the road and coming to you live from Philadelphia. This weekend in HD.
Beautiful sunny day in Lawrence, Kansas for our Dr. Pepper Big 12 Game of the Week. It is Kansas with a 3-point lead at the break, 10-7. Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. Bill Land as well as Gary Reasons with you here. We expected a tight fit. It has been that so far.
Really been a pretty good ball game. Both teams coming in here really want to get their first victory of the Big 12 season in conference play. And really surprising that Kansas offensively, Bill, has not been able to get anything going. Texas A&M defense played well. Really the whole story here for Texas A&M. They gave up some field position in the fake field goal, a fake punt early in this ball game led to 7 points for the Jayhawks.
Yeah, you take a look at the stats, you think the Aggies would be leading.
No doubt about it. You take a look at just the rushing yards here for Kansas, only 15 in this ball game. Everything points to the favor of Texas A&M, yet they still trail in this ball game 10-7. So it's one of these things where one of these teams got to come out and do some dominance. I think they need to throw the ball down the field. I've been talking about that more in the first half, and I think they need to get that going here in the second half. Let's go down to the sideline to visit with Emily Jones, who's got Dennis Franchione.
Guys, thank you here with Dennis Franchione. Coach, you're dominating the numbers, averaging 5 yards a carry on the ground, 11 first downs to their 4, but a couple of big plays on special teams have been the difference in this one.
Well, and we've gotten down there, and we missed a field goal, and then we had the turnover before half. We got to play a little better on offense. Too many penalties, too many things that hurt ourselves right there. Defense didn't play too bad. Everything's happened at that end of the field, so we got to find a way to change field position when we get pinned down.
What was your message to your team in the second half to not get discouraged?
It was pretty stern words at halftime. We'll see how they respond.
Okay, thanks, Coach. We do appreciate it. Dennis Franchione, guys, stern words for his team in the locker room at the break.
All right, thank you, Emily. And you saw Sharp return the football for Kansas out to the 18-yard line. Here's Adam Barman's numbers in that first half, 7 of 13 for 63. Had the TD pass to Dexton Fields. And it's 1st and 10 at the 18 for the Jayhawks. They lead it here by 3. And Cornish with the handoff. And he is down about the 20-yard line, picks up a pair.
Yeah, talking about throwing to the tight ends. They need to get the ball to Derek Fine in this offense for Kansas because he's a pretty good receiver inside a tight end. He's been in the offensive playbook before, and he's got some receptions on the year. Instead of just continually to throw it outside, you need to get your tight end in the system, and they've done that for Texas A&M late in the second quarter, and I think KU has that opportunity to do so as well. And if you're wondering about the quarterback spot here for KU, it's Adam Barman. Started this ball game, his 3rd start for the year. Kerry Meyer not playing in this ball game, at least so far, Bill. He's available, I think, as a backup role if need be.
2nd down and 8, and Cornish is stopped as he dives forward to the 25. Yeah, Meyer had the shoulder injury in the Toledo game, and as a result, he has been sidelined, and they said there was no reason to start him because they thought he was not strong enough and he would fatigue if he had to go the whole game, but he is available if needed. But Barman has done just enough to keep this team going, and last week he had a disastrous start and an unbelievable finish there.
Well, you can see Kerry Meyer on the sideline giving signals to his teammate. I thought he should get his arm up, and he threw some balls in practice this week. He's just not strong enough, and Coach Mangino said he's not durable enough to go for a football game.
Third down, and the ball is complete to Jonathan Lamb as Justin Warren makes the tackle. That'll move the chains, though, for the Kansas Jayhawks.
You get the receivers inside between those linebackers and make you a good throw inside the middle of the field. And good job by Adam Barman looking over the defensive lineman there. Justin Warren having to make the stop.
Rue checks in the lineup for Kansas. 1st and 10 at the 33 of Texas A&M. We were worried about concerned how these teams will react after their heartbreaking losses last week. A&M struggled, and KU jumped out to a 10-0 lead. It's 10-7 now, and a strong start to the second half as Cornish breaks the tackle and turns it upfield. He's at the 50, the 40, the 30, and Cornish is pulled out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. That'll bump that per average carry, a 47-yard tote for Cornish.
Great job of blocking up front. And watch him pick his holes. He gets in behind his lineman there, goes outside. He sets up that block. He sets up the block here, and then to the outside. Good job by John Cornish of picking up the blocks, and take a good look from the top here. You see what we're seeing. John Cornish gets around the edge. Good job finding the holes and allowing the blockers to make space for him.
Cornish, senior out of New Westminster, British Columbia. Canadian now has him set up 1st and 10 at the 18 of Texas A&M. And McAnderson slips as Justin Warren is there to cover on the play for the Aggies. Warren coming in as their leading tackler on the year. A 4-year starter for Texas A&M.
Well, Texas A&M allowing 113 yards a game. That's 8th in the Big 12 as far as rushing defense is concerned. And John Cornish ripped off a pretty good one in the first half, allowing only 15 yards rushing in this ball game. So Kansas coming out here running the football early in this drive.
2nd down and 11. Barman looking on the sideline for Rue and Henry. Bullet over there covering for Texas A&M, and a 3rd down and 11 now coming up for KU.
Take a look at the protection up here. You see your center pulling out. Bob Whitaker the guard there trying to get some space on the outside, and good coverage in the secondary by A&M. Nowhere to throw that football, so he throws it to the sideline.
Stressing to him the turnover situation that, hey, our guy or nobody, and that might have been a case right there where it took off on him a little bit, but he didn't want to give up 6 the other way.
All right, and in the red zone, a lot of problems they've had turning that football over. You don't want to self-destruct there.
3rd and 11, they come after it. Barman, and it is incomplete. Threw right to the midsection of Red Bryant.
Yeah, Big Red almost had him one there. That's one where he's going to say, he watches the tape, says, man, why didn't I catch this football? He's probably going to need to do some more ball drills at the end of practice. Defensive line coach there. There's going to be a little boot pass here, going to come around, and Red Bryant just goes to the outside, going to get to the quarterback, and pressure there in front of him, and he hits him in the hand. I thought it hit him right in the midsection, but good job by Texas A&M pressuring the quarterback.
Lavazzo in there on him. That brings on Webb. He connected earlier for a 33-yard field goal attempt. And Webb sets up here on a 36-yarder this time. He's hit his last 5 this season. And Webb certainly long enough, and it is good. So KU takes the opening drive, gets a big run from Cornish. Things stall, and they tack on a field goal from Scott Webb. It is 13-7 Kansas.
Introducing new Dr. Pepper Berries and Cream. So rich, so creamy, with a hint of raspberries. Once the creamy taste gets a hold of you, you won't want to let go. Get your hands on new Dr. Pepper Berries and Cream, and get buried in cream.
Sandwich packs a punch, buddy. Extra long Philly cheesesteak indeed.
Yeah,
it's not going to be able to go all 12 rounds with this thing. This thing's putting a pretty good lick into me right now.
You want me to throw in the towel?
No, not yet, buddy.
No?
Not yet. Come back, Gail.
Yeah.
Throw it.
Throw it?
Throw it.
Throw it? Okay.
There we go.
All right. Did good, right, Pete? Yeah, you did fine. Did good.
Extra long Philly cheesesteak. Sonic's got it, others don't. The great taste of a classic cheesesteak stretched by Sonic. And now swipe your credit or My Sonic card from your car, only at Sonic.
I was just killing time one day when a Ford drove by and I said, hey, that's what I need right away to give me back my smile. Ford and Texas go hand in hand. The only way to drive across the promised land. Around these parts, ask any woman, child, or man, and they'll tell you Ford is the best in Texas. All right.
The Dr. Pepper Big 12 Game of the Week on FSN is brought to you by Michelin, a better way forward. By your local Suzuki motorcycle and ATV dealers. By Valero, the energy to take you anywhere. And by Overstock.com. Search, shop, and save up to 70% at Overstock.com. Jayhawks 13, Aggies of Texas A&M 7. Kansas to kick it off for Texas A&M's first offensive opportunity of the second half. Bill Land, Gary Reasons, Emily Jones with you here in Lawrence. This one, booted by Webb, out of the end zone and a touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 20. And our Michelin scoring drive, 8 plays, 63 yards, 257. That's what it required. And Webb capping it off with a 36-yarder.
Well, Dennis Franchione talking about saying stern words to his football team at halftime, and not really what you want to have happen to have KU come out, take that opening third quarter drive and drive down for a field goal, put points on the board.
One big play. Morris with a 49-yard run. And as he mentioned, Emily, the defense for the Aggs, for the most part, has played very well. Let's see if his offense heard those words at halftime. 1st and 10 from the 20 of A&M. Stephen McGee. Taylor for 21, pick up a yard. And McGee hitting 12 of 21 in the first half. Our first down line is brought to you by Overstock.com with live customer service and an online price guarantee. Shopping online has never been easier. That's Overstock.com. 2nd and 9 for Texas A&M. Taylor and Brown come wide right for McGee. Bennett and Schrader split to the left with Lane in the backfield beside the quarterback. They jumped.
False start. 77 offense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
This was the problem early in the game for A&M with the penalties.
Yeah, early on in the ball game, they shot themselves in the foot, hurt them field position-wise, and they moved backwards. And good job of Kansas putting the pressure on them here early in this third quarter.
Second down and 14, ball on the 16. McGee with a long count. Great protection, and to Schrader, and Chad steps out of bounds near the 23-yard line, picks up 6. Joe Mortensen there to make the tackle.
A good job by McGee, just looking and surveying the field and checking down to an outside receiver. Nobody covering, just a zone coverage by KU and breaking up and making the tackle on the outside. Schrader's a guy who can stretch the field. I think they need to get him, try to get down the field in this KU defense. They have yielded some big plays. 4 plays last week, over 45 yards in that ball game against Nebraska. I'm surprised they haven't tried that today.
3rd down and 8. They were 5 of 9 in 3rd down conversions in the first half for A&M. McGee to Taylor, knocked away. Anthony Webb, the freshman from Glen Heights, Texas, was there.
That's good tight coverage on the outside. Webb. It would have been kind of hot and cold from the cornerback spot for KU this year, but on the outside, he's going to break inside here with the receiver, and good job of timing it. Actually might have got there just a touch early right there in front of Irvin Taylor, and no call there on the play.
So Brantley will go back to punt it away now. Brantley averaged 33.7 on his 3 kicks. Murph, he did not fair catch it. 50, 45, and he is knocked out of bounds. They ran right by him. maybe anticipating that he was going to fair catch. Not the case. Brantley's the one that knocked him out of bounds. And KU has good field position with a 13-7 lead as the Jayhawks are going to take over. See where they spot the football here. Around the 38-yard line, it appears. A 21-yard return.
Well, sometimes when you run down on kick coverage and punt coverage, it's hard to determine whether or not the returner has actually put his hand up to call for it. And it's a sunny day here. Sometimes you'd actually see a kick returner perhaps shielding his eyes. But no fair catch on that call, and Brian Murph takes the ball right back at Texas A&M.
He took one back for a touchdown against Northwestern State earlier this season. And on first down, KU trying to control it on the ground. And to about the 35-yard line, a pickup of 3 where Bryant makes the tackle on Cornish.
The big Henry Smith inside. They're helping out as well. The big defensive tackle, 307-pounder in there, junior college transfer, coming in and making a high tackle on John Cornish, who had the big run to set up that field goal early in the last drive out there for KU.
2nd and 7 now. Barman has Cornish shipped over to his right. Gives to Cornish. He's brought down by Michael Bennett. 35-yard line. Kansas coming in here 3-2, looking for the first Big 12 win, and of course A&M at 4-1, losing last week to Texas Tech. And as tight as things appear in this league, every game becomes critical as you hope to get to the Dr. Pepper Big 12 championship game down the road in Kansas City. Intending to Tellus Bennett there. Stretch him out.
That's a lot of stretch.
Yes. 3rd and 7 now for the Jayhawks. Barman got by 2 defenders and incomplete.
Well, he had one out there. Chance to get a play here after breaking down the defense here, trying to get outside. Adam Barman thought he was going to be tackled there in the backfield, but he's trying to throw the ball to Murph outside. The ball just a little bit high, gets over his head.
Brock Newton covering the play, and Barman is now 8 for 17 in the passing game, 71 yards and a touchdown.
He's got to wonder why you want to punt here. You're at the 35-yard line. You might as well just put your defense out there and play. Surprising that Mark Mangino is going to do this, and perhaps going to take the penalty here. Let the clock run down and back himself up to punt. I think I'd go for it on 4th down here. Great field position. Let your defense play.
I mean, Gary Tucker's had 9 punts inside the 20 this year, and they're hoping obviously he can dial one in here.
Delay of game, number 15, offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Give him a little bit more room to kick it.
You know, sometimes in this situation, the punter kind of negates everything you do there, and they'll punt it into the end zone. Be about a 40-yard punt if it goes into the end zone here. He's done a good job of stopping short a couple of them earlier today in this ball game.
Stands on the 45-yard line, and it's 4th down and 7. Tucker trying to cough and corner it. And
he does.
Wow. They're going to mark that. He's going to have a 39-yard. Let's see, they step up to the 5. It's always difficult to find out exactly where they're going to judge that ball went out. 5-yard line, it appears, as A&M in a big hole. 8:08 to go in the 3rd quarter. They trail 13-7 to Kansas.
Here's a heads up for all you middle schoolers out there.
The Big 12 Conference
has teamed up with the College Board to offer this cool new program called College Ed. It's designed to encourage middle school students like us and our parents
to start prepping for college now.
But College Ed is just one of the ways in which the Big 12 supports education in our local communities. Because the Big 12 believes every student deserves a chance to pursue his or her dreams.
Together, we're better. The Big 12 Conference.
Hey, nice Harley.
Yeah. Had to get it. It's the way I live my life, you know, by my own rules. Well, that's my creed or motto. My credo, you know?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like to live like at the edge of my Can you believe the crime in this town? It's crazy. It's like broad daylight right in front of us. It's like, hello, it's my bike, man.
Maybe you should get your own.
Independent Harley-Davidson Buell, College Station, Texas.
Where else can you get mouth-watering chicken and fast and friendly service? Chicken Express now has 2 great locations to satisfy those chicken cravings. Try one of our chicken combos and choose from 10 delicious sides, including our one-of-a-kind corn nuggets, cooled down with an ice-cold tea or fountain drink for only 92 cents all day, every day. And don't forget about our drive-thru for those of you on the go. Chicken Express on University and Highway 6, and our new location, just 1 block south of Rock Prairie on Wellborn Road.
You're watching FSN Southwest.
Later today, our college football Saturday doubleheader continues when Washington looks to pull off another upset. They'll take on second-rated Southern Cal. It's all coming up after our game right here on FSN. First down and 10 for Texas A&M. That's the good news. Aggie fans, though, are concerned. The ball is on the 5. And Jorvorskie Lane rolls out before he's tackled by Talib.
And a penalty flag thrown by the umpire here.
Holding 70 twice. Half the distance. First down.
Cody Wallace, the culprit. Honorable mention all-conference pick from a year ago. A little bit more about that Southern Cal-Washington matchup. Moody and Smith for Southern Cal, the passing tandem. As he has stand back for UW. All coming up later on FSN.
Mark Mangino electing to play the field position game here and doing a good job with his punter, pinning Texas A&M back inside their own 5-yard line.
5 yards to carry from 3 different fellas. First and 12 now. McGee out of his end zone. And it is dropped. Kerry Franks, the junior from Orange, Texas.
Yeah, back to that rushing graphic. Really, Texas A&M, they lead the Big 12 Conference in rushing per game at 218 yards a game. But oddly enough, they don't have one rusher who is in the top 10 rushing, so they spread that around. And you saw the graphic supported that. And here's just a drop ball on the outside. So nothing happening right for Texas A&M now. Second down and long, Bill, at their own 2-yard line.
Again, out of their end zone. Aggies just trying to get a little field position out of this deal right now. Ball on the 3, second and 12. Lane in the backfield with the quarterback, McGee. Here they come. And Schrader with the reception. And across the 10-yard line to the 11. Need to get to the 15, though, and an 8-yard pickup before Talib stops him.
Good execution here by Texas A&M. It's a zone blitz by KU. And you see the defense getting back and throws over to the receiver on the outside, Schrader. A little chance now. Third down and something manageable. 4 yards or so.
Third and 4 is what they call it. With 6:57 and the clock ticking here in the third quarter. Kansas with a 6-point lead. Third and 4. Thomas goes in motion. McGee looks that way. Como coming on, and the pass is incomplete. Oh, Como nearly had a sack in the end zone of Stephen McGee.
Well, good job on the outside. Como's going to be at the bottom of your screen. Kind of a delayed rush here. Nobody picks him up. Jorvorskie Lane gets out of the backfield, and Stephen McGee trying to throw it to him outside. Overthrows him, and just the timing not there, so KU is going to hold here and force a punting situation. You see the pressure on Stephen McGee, and he overthrows his big tailback.
So Kansas got the great field position with the punt that was out of bounds at the 5. They hold here, and it's 4th down and 4. And Brantley out of the end zone, a high snap, and it is out of the end zone. And disaster continues in special teams for Texas A&M. Oh, my goodness. And a safety, and we'll see who they credit it to. A 2-point situation for Kansas.
Well, they'll credit that to team, Bill. On that situation, the center snaps it right over the punter's head. 2 points for KU. Great field position. And the mistake by Texas A&M.
We'll be back after this word from Dr. Pepper.
The 23 flavors in every Dr. Pepper add up to so much taste. 23 is always on the tip of your tongue.
And so, at the end of the 23rd quarter, it's all tied up 23-23.
X is the square root of Y. True or false? Karen.
23?
Dr. Pepper. With 23 flavors and one mind-blowing taste, there's more to it.
You know, if you're having a bunch of guys over to watch synchronized swimming, forget it. Just serve them weenies. But if you're watching football, you be grilling Johnsonville brats. Look at them. They're big, fresh, always juicy, and perfect with that other home team favorite. When you give the fans what they want, well, welcome to football party heaven. Welcome to Johnsonville.
Dare to explore big mysteries using real science and find out, is it real? Mondays on the National Geographic Channel.
Sunday nights only on FSN. Be there live for the first show that breaks down the new BCS standings. The official BCS rating show, exclusively on FSN. Find out who's moving up, who's moving out, and who's moving on towards a berth in a BCS bowl game. Get the numbers the instant they break. The official BCS rating show presented by KFC. Premieres October 15th, live on FSN.
Welcome back. 15-7 now after the Kansas safety. And they'll get the football back. You can either punt it or kick it off, and A&M will choose to kick it off. And here's the problems in special teams today.
Yeah, the blocked field goal, that one snapped out of the end zone, the turnovers. And remember, early in the ball game, the fake field goal that Kansas executed against the Texas A&M punt and return team. So those things all work in the favor of KU today.
And the kick, Rue, the deep man. And this one is taken at the 38-yard line. And fine on the reception there. Let's send it down now to Emily Jones.
Well, guys, a little bit earlier you talked about the absence of senior linebacker Eric Washington, the young man who went down with a neck injury in the third quarter of the Nebraska game last week. And the news is good today. He was at practice yesterday. We saw him walking around visiting with his teammates, but it was not always so good. He spent a couple of nights in the hospital in Lincoln, a couple of nights in the hospital here in Lawrence, and a couple of nights in the hospital in Kansas City. Finally released yesterday, and Mark Mangino has taken this very personally. He's going to send Washington to an orthopedic surgeon by the name of Brock Schnabel in Oklahoma City. He is the team orthopedic surgeon for the Oklahoma Sooners. He says that he has worked on Mangino's wife, he's worked on Mangino's son, and he trusts this guy that he's the best in the business to take a look at Eric, make sure that everything is okay. But one message that Eric did want to send out today is that he is doing fine. He's watching the game at home, and he wants all the KU faithful to know that he greatly appreciates all their thoughts and prayers.
All right, thank you, Emily, and that seconded up here. Watch out, Cornish, who had a big run on the last drive, rambles to the 30-yard line on this tote before Brock Newton makes the tackle. KU, tell you what, with 5:47 to go in the third, they're starting to take control of this football game.
Watch the patience here by Cornish. The play's supposed to go to the right, but he sees a hole backside. Good job of everybody on the offensive line just staying with their blocks and allowing Cornish to pick a hole. He gets him to the second level of the defense uncontested.
And Cornish, 97 yards now. 19 pickup there, 14 carries, 3 more yards. He's got his 5th 100-yard game. And Cornish this time gets a run to the 18. See where they spot it, where Thornton makes the tackle. He picks up 6, and that does put him over the 100 mark.
You know, when you got a tailback that's going to consistently give you yardage on the ground, which is what John Cornish has given KU, it means a couple of things. It means you got a good running back and you got a good group of offensive linemen that are consistently getting their blocks and giving you some holes to run through.
Well, the stern words that Coach Fran delivered, not stern enough.
9 100-yard rushing days for his career.
Yeah, moving up is pretty good company then. 2nd down and 4. Cornish smelling it again, and Cornish rolls to the 13-yard line, a 12-yard gain before Newton makes the tackle for Texas A&M.
Good job by the quarterback, Barman. He reads it. Hold it right there. If you see everybody go inside, or go outside rather, looking for the quarterback around, it's a zone read play, and he's able to put that ball in there. He's looking at the defensive line, and they go outside. Cornish comes inside. Look at the blocking downfield. Everyone is staying on their blocks. And you got wide receivers getting downfield making blocks like that. You're going to have explosive running plays, and John Cornish, the beneficiary of that blocking today.
Sets up another 1st and 10. This one at the 13-yard line. Cornish still on his feet. Forward progress stopped just inside the 11-yard line, though, and Misi Toupe make the tackle, a 2-yard pickup.
Just trying to be a workhorse out there, giving the ball to him and protecting that football. And talked about it a couple of weeks ago when he got into a hole. You see him when he gets up in traffic, he covers that ball up with both arms. He's very smart, very intelligent runner, not one to let fumbles occur. And when you have second effort plays like that, sometimes that ball pops out. John Cornish doing a good job of holding on to it here.
Cornish, career high, 31 carries, 145 yards in the loss to Nebraska last week. He's up to 17 for 116 yards here today. 2nd down and 8. Barman delivers across the middle, got deflected.
Wow, the linebacker, Misty Toupe, almost had him on there, Bill, coming across from his weak side. He was reading Adam Barman the whole way. Stepped in front of that, almost got up for it. If you can take a look at the linebacker, watch Toupe here, going to come right here. Going to see the quarterback. Good break on the football. He just doesn't make the play.
Looking for Fields again. And it's 3rd down now and 8. And a timeout for Kansas with 3:42 remaining in the 3rd quarter here at Memorial Stadium and Cavisto Field, as the Jayhawks lead it 15-7.
I tell you, the field position game, the decision that Mark Mangino, hey, I questioned it early on. I said, hey, they're at the 35-yard line. At 4th down, you decide to punt the football, you take the penalty. They did, and the punter executed, got the ball inside the 5-yard line. From there, it just all kind of self-destructed for Texas A&M. They couldn't get out of their end zone. The bad snap resulted in a safety, and now here they are again after the kickoff after the safety, and great field position here, knocking on the door again.
On Adam Barman trying to do a heck of a job here. This is a guy that was all but forgotten about when they decided to go with freshman Kerry Meyer. He gets hurt, takes him to the win over South Florida. Barman then goes to Nebraska, was just nightmarish to start the game, then went absolutely nuts 2nd quarter on up in Lincoln.
Well, he just got confident. I think when he got his throws in there, he could make the play down the field. You see Murphy getting any action, and then just kind of finding his tight end, and everyone across the board was kind of picking it up here. This is a fun game to watch if you watch it on FSN last week, and KU really hung in there, but in the end, it was Nebraska that finished them off, and they wanted to come out today and kind of avenge that type of a loss in that situation. 2 overtime losses for KU this year. It's kind of tough to swallow, but those are only 2 defeats they've had. Now a chance in this ball game to have your first Big 12 victory of the season.
Barman threw for 405 last week, and KU, instead of thinking about what could have and should have been, is looking at, hey, what can happen? And they got a chance to take control of the football game here because they're up 1 score right now, but it's a 3rd and 8, the ball on the 11-yard line. The momentum is certainly all KU in the 2nd half. See if they can capitalize. Barman going for 6 and incomplete. Well covered was Lamb.
Well, that's that pass that you want to throw to the back corner of the end zone. And we actually talked to Mark Mangino about that play at practice yesterday. He said, you've got to throw it back here. Last week in that ball game against Nebraska, he underthrew that same throw and it was intercepted, negated an opportunity for points on the board. But this is where you want to throw it. Throw it out to the back corner of the end zone. So if your receiver can't catch it, nobody else can. And well done by Adam Barman there.
And Webb comes on trying for the field goal, his 3rd attempt of the day. He's hit his first 2. This is a 28-yarder. And he is good again. So Webb gets his 3rd field goal, a 28-yarder. Now becomes a 2-score game, and it's 18-7 with 3:34 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Kind of a workmanlike drive going down the field. Good job by John Cornish, continue that running streak that he has, over 100 yards, 116 yards on the day so far, again on the ground, and taking it to Texas A&M. Nothing really happened in the first half for KU offense-wise. They just had good field position, but today, now in the 3rd quarter, coming out and really establishing field position and moving the ball pretty well.
Well, and for Texas A&M, how frustrating. And they've given up a couple of big plays, but their defense for the most part has been very stout. And you take a look at the Michelin scoring drive, 8 plays and 43 yards. Cornish had a big pickup in that stretch, and that all came from poor field position by having a kickoff from the 20 after the safety.
Yeah, the short fields are hard for a defense to deal with. You go out there continually on a short field, and not always shows you're going to be able to slow a team down and stop. And KU is being workmanlike offensively, bring the ball down the field, short throws, and running the ball pretty well with John.
So Webb with the kickoff here. And Franks will let this one sail, and it goes out of the end zone for a touchback, and will be out to the 20-yard line for Texas A&M for a 1st and 10 here for the Aggies. Bill Land, Gary Reasons, as well as Emily Jones with you here on FSN as Texas A&M takes over 1st and 10 at its own 20-yard line. We're glad to welcome special guest to the booth as Gail Sayers steps in here with us. It's homecoming. Good to see you again, Gail.
How you doing?
Bill Land along with Gary Reasons. Glad to have you aboard here.
Thank you.
Enjoying the game so far?
Very much so. Kansas is winning.
Yeah, old Jayhawks. You got it like that, huh?
The Kansas Comet. And it is 1st and 10. The ball on the 20-yard line. And McGee is sacked for a loss on the play of about 4. Mike Rivera, boy, he's having a banner day. The middle linebacker for KU's been all over the field.
Homecoming here, Mr. Sayers. What do you think about these festivities and coming back here to your alma mater?
Well, I tell you, it's great, and I'm so happy to see all the students in the blue T-shirts. You know, It's amazing. When I was playing here back in the 60s, students didn't come to the game like they're doing today. But now, you know, the team is building back up to be a championship team.
2nd down and 14 now for Texas A&M. McGee got Lane and Alexander in the backfield, and he rolls out again to Taylor, and he's got it at the 22-yard line. Webb makes the tackle, gain of 6.
Yeah, that's a hard throw. It's a long one to make, and Gail, you've probably seen quarterbacks make that throw before, but you know, it's kind of good effort here so far by KU to start this 3rd quarter. They came out in the first half, not a whole lot going, but it looks like they're getting things going pretty well here.
Well, I think they had, 4 or 5 1st and 10s, in the first half, but, Texas A&M got a good football team, and they had to score, and they did. Now Texas A&M's behind by a couple scores, and hopefully Kansas can hold on.
Gail Sayers, our special guest here in the booth. 3rd and 8 now. This KU crowd starts roaring as McGee back to throw. And gets it to Goodson, and Goodson has got the 1st down as Goodson gets across the 30 to the 33-yard line, and Caleb Blakesley makes the tackle, but 11-yard pickup, and A&M maintains possession.
Well, Bill, there's a flag on the field. It's in the backfield for Texas A&M. I don't know if it's going to be a hold, and a helmet actually came off. I think it's Yemi Babalola's helmet came off. See what the officials sort out here on the play.
Gail, you're talking about the crowd here. The facilities that have gone on in the facilities race that's going on around the country, particularly in the Big 12, is absolutely amazing. You used to be an athletic director. You kind of know all about that. Are you surprised at how unbelievable everything is as far as the facilities?
Well, most football powerhouses in the Big 10 and the Big 12, they're all about the same. But then it boils down to facilities. Where can I go and maybe build myself up to play at the next level? And so you look at Texas, you look at Nebraska, you look at Oklahoma, you look at some of these places, and they are unbelievable. And so Kansas has to compete. If we can't compete with those programs, we will never have a good winning football program.
Either jump in or get left behind.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, they're certainly getting it done here. That is for sure.
What are your thoughts on Coach Mangino and what he's been doing over the last 4 or 5 years here?
Well, I think he's doing a great job. I really do. I think we're probably 4 or 5 players away from having a real good football program.
3rd down and 8 right now for the Aggies, or the 1st and 10 for the Aggies, I should say, with the ball on the 37-yard line. Woodson cuts it upfield, 45. And not trying to get out of bounds, ends up stepping out, though, near the 45 of Kansas, where Justin Thornton makes the tackle, but a 25-yard pickup for the freshman.
Yeah, I talked about explosive ability. That's what Mike Goodson brings to this football team. Texas A&M gets him inside on the trap play, and this takes it to the outside, and kind of got that speed that he used to have, my friend.
No, he's a good little runner. He really is. But, we talk about our program. We're a little behind Texas and Oklahoma and Nebraska in facilities. And Tabisco did a great job in getting us to build another facility.
Yeah, and they'll be moving all of their football operations over here. Yes. With construction starting soon as it has been split up.
Well, they had a groundbreaking yesterday. Our guys would actually try to pull the TV truck in a little early, and they said, no, we need to finish up this groundbreaking ceremony before they can get in there.
but it will,
Substitution
add a
12 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
It will add a lot to our program, and we'll be then on par to these other big schools. And when we, recruit that good athlete, he can see that we're trying to do something.
Yeah, where do you make your home now, and what are you up to?
Well, I live in Chicago, and I'm in the computer business. Been in the computer business for the last 25 years, and things are going very, very well.
Glad to have you here with us today. What a great day for college football. It's 1st and 15 now, and the ball on the 44. McGee with the option. He's going to keep it. The 30 for McGee, and hit hard. And Webb making the stop. That'll move the chains for Texas A&M, so they're trying to answer back after some of the years they've had in the special teams category.
Steve McGee on the option. The replay here just comes down around the edge, and watch Allen Webb from the outside, number 20, give him a pop. Right there, that's a pretty firm tackle.
He should have fumbled that ball.
He's going for the football. That's what I think he's trying to get out, knock it out.
He's a good running quarterback. He really is.
McGee coming in, averaging 5.8 per carry, their second leading rusher. It's 1st and 10 now. And Goodson. He cuts it up. 15-10. And then is brought down inside the 5-yard line by Anthony Webb. As Goodson picks up 25 yards. He's now got 79 yards on the day on just 8 carries.
Doing it pretty quick. I talked about him looking like Jamal Charles, and he really does look like him as far as when he makes explosive moves here. He gets through the hole and knows what to do with it. Go north and south. Don't get too fancy, but just get it out there. And like Charles, he holds it in his left hand. So it's kind of why he looks like him to me, the kid from Texas, Jamal Charles. He's a good player. He sure is. It's Mike Goodson.
1st and goal to go from the 3. Lane, who had the earlier touchdown, gets the call here. He's got 12 scores on the year. Pushes forward for a yard or so before Rodney Allen makes the tackle. That'll wrap up this third quarter. Gail, we appreciate you coming by. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations once again on just an unbelievable career.
Thank you.
Gail Sayers here with us, former Kansas great. And I'm a Chicago Bear fan, so there's a real prejudice there.
I was an original Chicago. I was born in Chicago, man. I watched you guys play. Guess what? I have to tell you this. When I was a little guy, I had the original Huffy uniform, and guess what? It was number 40. It was a Chicago Bear uniform. I wore that proudly.
Somehow you didn't pick up his speed, though.
No, never could.
All right, stay with us here. Thanks again, Gail. We played 3. It's 18-7 Kansas on our Dr. Pepper Big 12 Game of the Week.
Pride Fighting Championships, only on FSN. The world's baddest men. Fighting's most unforgettable battles. Featuring undefeated champion Fedor Emelianenko, Mark the Hammer Coleman, Josh Babyface Assassin Barnett, and Mark the Samoan Monster Hunt. Brace yourself. The Pride Fighting Championships, October 15th on FSN.
Our cars, as much fun as our bikes. The new 2007s from Suzuki.
Dude, we are so stoked.
Oh, hella morning, dude. Let's rock, dude.
10-4.
Hey, dude, I think that dude wants you.
Well, that's just the pilot.
Dude, not the pilot?
No. I've never done this before. But I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Stay smart. Stay at a Holiday Inn Express.
Sure, Progressive Direct makes it easy to save on car insurance online, but some folks don't realize we still have live people here.
I'll explain.
Thousands of licensed professionals, expertly trained, working round the clock.
Yes, you'll actually save more with that option.
For questions, quotes, or just to try to save you money. See? Alive. Don't just take my word for it. Call Progressive Direct today and hear for yourself. Think easier. Think Progressive.
Are our cars as much fun as our bikes? The new 2007s from Suzuki.
Here's a look at our Yamaha game summary. A&M, a fumble, a blocked field goal, a snap out of the end zone, and Cornish, 17 carries, 116 yards. Total yards, it is A&M, but it is KU with the lead, and the Aggies threatening here as they have it on a 2nd down and goal at the 2-yard line. Start the 4th quarter. Full backfield. Riley in motion and cuts back behind the quarterback, McGee. They fake to Lane. McGee, and he is in.
The signal is definitely a touchdown on the outside.
Had to wait for just a moment. Stephen McGee with a touchdown, and McGee gets his 2nd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Aggies come right back after looking like they were in dire straits.
Yeah, a little bootleg here, naked bootleg, going to outrun the defense here. You see Talib coming inside. He doesn't know if he's going to throw it to the tight end or not. And good job by Stephen McGee racing to the pylon and getting it inside the end zone. Texas A&M possibly going to go for 2 here, Bill. Try to cut this down to a 1-score margin.
Could give them the opportunity to tie it up with a field goal. So they'll go for the deuce. Alexander and Goodson, the backs behind McGee. Schrader split wide right. McGee again keeps the football and does not get it. He got crunched about the 2. Paul Como leading the way with a 5-point margin.
Now, good job in the secondary that time by Jerome Kemp on the outside for KU, not allowing the pitch to develop. So Steve McGee has to take it inside to try to get something going, and good job of tackling inside. And Steve McGee with his touchdown here in this ball game has got Texas A&M back into this football game, so they're down 1 score. And good camera work there, fellas. And here he is trying to get the ball into the end zone here. You see the pitch. Jerome Kemp takes that pitch away, so he has to turn it up inside. And too many blue shirts for Steve McGee to negotiate.
So the Aggies with 2 touchdowns to Kansas 1, but KU with 3 field goals and a safety. We've got the score of 18-13. 4th quarter just underway. He scoring on the first play. And Texas A&M as Matt Stefanski is set to kick it off here for A&M. And it is taken as Rue tries to go forward across the 20 to the 22, maybe the 23-yard line where they mark it. And Franks makes the tackle, 17 yards on the return.
Well, I think for KU, you're going to probably see a steady dish here of John Cornish, a chance to run the football some more. And they haven't tried to get the ball down the field too much today, just playing on the perimeter. They look like they want to get 1st downs and take this late into this ball game to possibly win the football game.
Yeah, the 1st downs in this game, Gary, 15-8 A&M.
Yeah,
it's been that kind of afternoon. To the 25-yard line as Thornton makes the tackle on Cornish.
In this situation, field position is all key, and you want to hold on to that football when you're in tight quarters, as John Cornish has done today. So you get a little bit on 1st down, 2nd down situation now.
And kind of a good example today of KU avoiding the turnovers, and even though they haven't been explosive in getting touchdowns, they got the lead, whereas A&M has made more mistakes, even though they've had the big number advantage in the stats. This one is incomplete.
And 1st attempt to throw to Derek Fine, their tight end, who's working on the inside linebacker, Tupe. He works away from him. Ball's a little bit outside.
Big 3rd down for KU.
It really is. I think that they can get this 3rd down and keep this little momentum going. It's early in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time for both teams to have a couple of possessions still. But this is one of those things where the worst thing you do is make a mistake, throw an interception or a negative play. It'd be okay to come out and not turn this into a 1st down and punt on 4th.
Barman. He He delivers, and Henry breaks the tackle and has the first down and much more as he heads to the 45-yard line, a pickup of 20. Marcus Henry, the junior out of Lawton, Oklahoma.
Well, nice play design, Bill. You got everybody clearing it out on the top. You can see these guys come out, and then Henry's going to come across right here. Little crossing route, just gets into a zone there. Just needs about 6 or 7 yards for the first down, but gets a big first down there for KU, now up to the 45-yard line.
And a 1st and 10 there. And Barman is now 10 of 22 for 96 yards in a score.
And not all the passing yardage are his in this ballgame, but Connor's got 48 passing yards.
That's Kyle Tucker on the fake punt. Here's another completion for Barman, and he goes to McAnderson, where Bullitt makes the stop for Texas A&M at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, they've shown that they have the confidence in McAnderson to throw him the ball out of the backfield. He's caught a couple of balls here today already, so he's done a pretty good job, and he was the recipient of the fake punt. He was the blocking fullback on the fake punt and made the big play there to bring him down for their first score.
His 3rd reception now for McAnderson. He only had 1 coming in. Junior from right here in Lawrence. 2nd down and 8. Warren makes the tackle on John Cornish. Cornish picks up 4 more.
Now, I'm kind of partial to linebackers, and Justin Warren's one of those guys that I like to watch play, number 10 for Texas A&M. Got a linebacker there. When you can read your keys like he does and slide down, you're going to make a lot of tackles. You can see the numbers that he has in his career as the active Big 12 leader. Guy gets around the football. They leave him on the field, Bill, in all situations. He's that kind of a player. They don't have to take him off because of pass coverage, and they like his leadership out there, and certainly does a great job for Texas A&M.
3rd down and 4 for Kansas now. Barman incomplete. Fields couldn't hang on. He was covered well. Toupee again was there.
Yeah, now the field position game comes into play again. You're going to bring your punter out there, who's done a tremendous job so far in this ball game of pinning Texas A&M back deep inside their 10-yard line. Have a chance to kind of leg one out here just inside the 50-yard line on Texas A&M side around the 49. So have a chance for your punter to kind of air it out and hopefully get him back there once again.
Tucker's averaged 41 yards a kick on his 4 punts. Chad Schrader, the deep man. And takes the fair catch inside the 15-yard line. And timeout here in Lawrence with our score 18-13 Kansas, 11:59 remaining.
Introducing new Dr. Pepper Berries and Cream. So rich, so creamy, with a hint of raspberries. Once the creamy taste gets a hold of you, you won't want to let go. New Dr. Pepper Berries and Cream and get buried in cream.
This man has a load on his mind. A 27-foot rig and a whole lot of cargo. The truck for the job, not a Ford or a Chevy. With 313 foot-pounds of torque, his choice is Toyota Tundra. A boat like this is child's play for Tundra's towing capacity, and Toyota's legendary quality is second to none. That means the only time a Toyota truck goes south is when it's headed for the go. Nothing stops a Tundra. Toyota, moving forward.
Steak, egg, and cheese, and burrito. There's tots in there. Yeah. Feels really hearty.
It's like eating like a trucker.
10-4, good buddy. Come back at me.
I'm about 3 quarters of a mile outside of T-Town. I'll be pulling in just as soon as you hear my horn. Make sure you're outside.
I didn't catch any of that.
Steak, egg, and cheese burrito. Sonic's got it, others don't. Loaded with thin sliced steak, it's the hearty way to start your morning. And now swipe your credit or My Sonic card from your car. Only at Sonic.
Hey, are they enjoying themselves in homecoming out here at KU? We want to thank the good folks from Johnsonville Brats and Jayhawk Beverage Tailgate who sent us some of those great brats up here. We begged, we got, huh, Gary?
Well, you just got to talk to these guys nice. Good job of bringing them up to us, guys. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And Johnsonville, it is a piece of heaven. And that's why we had that last time out. That was a brat break. It is now 1st and 10 for the Texas A&M Aggies. And McGee wants to throw it. He does! was nearly intercepted. A diving attempt that time by Aqib Talib. He's got one of the KU 3 interceptions on the year.
Well, Aqib Talib has man coverage on Schrader on this whole play, and he takes him all the way across the field, and he knows what's going to happen because this ball's trying to be thrown by McGee all the way back across the field. You see Talib and Schrader come to the right side of the field, and watch the effort here. The ball's overthrown, obviously, but the only one who has a chance to get it is Aqib Talib.
Let's wait.
Oh, Emily. Second down and 10. Ball on the 13. 11:47 to go in the ball game. McGee to Taylor. Dives across the 20. The 21-yard line. Anthony Webb there picks up 8 yards. Irvin Taylor, who had just 1 reception on the season coming in.
A little cushion down here at the bottom of the screen. Webb gets back off a little bit, and then he throws underneath to Taylor. Still a third manageable situation and a chance for Texas A&M to keep this, get a first down and keep moving here.
Taylor and Bennett each have 5 receptions today. Schrader 4 for the Aggies. McGee is 17 of 30 for 162 yards. No interceptions, no touchdowns. He has run for a score. It's 3rd and 2. McGee in trouble. Still running and incomplete. He had Borson breathing down his neck.
Guys, I want to clarify one thing right fast. The kind folks at Jayhawk Beverage and Johnsonville Brats did provide them, but I went and got them. Okay?
Oh, the bratwurst.
Yes. I went and got them in search of in the vast tailgating nation here in Lawrence. I located the brats, and I brought them all the way up to you. You know I can't do anything without getting full credit for it, so I'm just holding up.
Thank you, Emily, but the truck is not impressed, therefore no on-camera time for you until they get their bratwurst. It is 4th and 2, and here's the kick. And across the 45-yard line as Murph brings it out to the 48-yard line, tackled by Brandon Leone, and a 44-yard kick. We'll be right back with more 18-13 Kansas.
It's one team. It's pride in this uniform.
It's never giving up.
It's bleeding Rockets red.
T-Mac to the rack with a tomahawk slam.
It's all about Houston. It's Houston Rockets basketball. Live it.
Live it.
Live it.
You can reserve your seats to the best games now with a mini plan. Get your plan today by calling 713-627-DUNK or by visiting Rockets.com.
Let's live it together, Houston.
You hear that? That's the sound of the great steak of Texas, waiting for you right now at Texas Roadhouse. Order up one of our famous hand-cut steaks, each one grilled to perfection for that unmistakable Texas Roadhouse taste.
Now that's what you call the great steak of Texas.
It's great from start to finish, with freshly baked rolls, made from scratch sides, and great hometown service, too. Only remember, if it doesn't say Texas, it's not Texas Roadhouse.
Hey guys, thanks for coming.
Are we in trouble?
No, you're not in trouble. I just want to set some ground rules.
Like what?
Well, remember last week when you hit Vinny in the head with the shovel?
I do not recall that.
Of course not. Well, it was pretty graphic. Too graphic for the kids. So I'm going to have to block you.
I got to make this up to you. This is Vinny's watch, and I want you to have it. You deserve it.
Oh, thank you. That's really not necessary.
No. Come here.
Where Southwest fans go first. FSN Southwest.
Welcome back to Lawrence Memorial Stadium, Cavisto Field. University of Kansas with an 18-13 lead on our Dr. Pepper Big 12 game of the week with the Texas A&M Aggies in town. And Kansas with possession of the football. 10:46 to go. Jayhawks once again have excellent field position. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 48 after the nice punt return by Murph.
Yeah, and Kansas had great field position today. They've done a good job punting the football, and defense has answered, stopping Texas A&M, and they've had to go the long field. So
Murph fumbles the football after the reception. The Aggies pounce on it. It is A&M football.
Well, those are the kind of mistakes that Kansas has made this season. Turnovers at inopportune times kind of plagued them there. You see Toupé pulling the ball back, and see on the outside here, good tackle there. Good job of fumble recovery. Missy Tupe pulled it in for Texas A&M. See Murph there, gets contacted on the outside.
And now the Aggies will take possession. That's how quickly this game could turn.
Danny Gore caused the fumble for Texas A&M there. Good play. So now they've got great field position to get going once again.
And it's 1st and 10 at the 43 of the Aggies. Bennett goes in motion and a handoff. Goodson, he was key in their last touchdown drive. The flag is thrown. Clinton makes the tackle on the play. Goodson 79 yards rushing prior to that run.
98 defense lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
Yeah, I got to get Paul Como for lining up off sides on the right side here.
Both teams are averaging 5.4 yards per play. Aggies have run for 143, passed for 162. KU with a total of 263 yards to A&M's 305, and it's 1st down and 5. McGee brought down from behind. Who else but Mike Rivera? He has just been sensational today as Rivera again comes up with the tackle and a loss of a yard on the play.
You know what I see when I see Mike Rivera? I don't know what his 40 time is, and I bet it's probably not great, but he's a guy who's a football player, goes to the football and can close, and that's what you want to do as a linebacker. You want to step up there, and when you see the ball, smell it, go get it, and that's what he's done today.
Now, football player is what you see.
Yeah, exactly. That's a football player. Mike's having a good day.
2nd down and 6. Thomas, the guy in motion here. McGee. And incomplete. Talib had a shot at an interception, and the intended receiver was Chad Schrader.
Well, I tell you, the quarterback here is going to look at this play after the ball game and say, hey, I should have thrown it to my big tight end, Joey Thomas, who's down the middle of the field. Nobody is there. Watch Thomas going to come right here, and guess what, folks? If he throws the football to him, it's probably a touchdown for Texas A&M, but he throws it outside. See him right there, nobody in his space, nobody around him.
36 now.
Field position in this ball game has been key. Texas A&M has started average at their own 16. Now this one, the 43-yard line. That's a lot of difference.
McGee out of the shotgun, and he's completed to Riley. Riley ridden hard near the 50-yard line where Webb makes the stop.
Now, why do you throw a 2-yard pass when you need to get 6 yards? You know, it's kind of strange here. You got a 2-yard pass right here to Riley, and guess what? You just break up like Webb does here and make the tackle. Not sure I like that play call.
Tydrick Riley, a senior out of Crockett, Texas, missed all of last year with knee injury. Had 10 receptions on the season coming in here today. That one not good enough to get him a 1st down, and as Gary mentioned, and now it's 4th and 3. And coming on to kick, Brantley. High snap this time, but he handles it. Lamb gets away from it, and it goes into the end zone for a touchback and out to the 20-yard line for KU, a 50-yard punt. So Kansas survives the fumble, and we'll get the football back with 8:19 remaining on our Dr. Pepper Game of the Week.
The show that has the sports world buzzing. The FSN Final Score.
He'll unload, he scores, what a shot!
It's the only national show that gives you nothing but wall-to-wall highlights.
Yeah,
no fluff, no filler, just all the action that's lighting up the sports world from coast to coast.
He got it again!
The FSN Final Score, presented by DirecTV.
Are our SUVs as much fun as our bikes? The all-new Suzuki XL7, coming November 1st.
We're America's largest refiner, and some of the vehicles we fuel don't travel on roads. For those that do, we make some of the cleanest gasoline on the planet, and every drop is performance guaranteed. And our employees contribute over 200,000 hours a year in our communities. We know you probably don't think about these things when you think of Valero. That's okay, just as long as when you do think of us, you think of this. Valero, the energy to take you anywhere.
Are our SUVs as much fun as our bikes? The all-new Suzuki XL7, coming November 1st.
The Dr. Pepper Big 12 Game of the Week on FSN is presented by Dr. Pepper. 23 flavors that add up to one bold taste. Dr. Pepper, there's more to it. By Sonic, it's not just good, it's Sonic good. By Sport Clips, where guys win. By Whataburger, just like you like it. And by Overstock.com, search, shop, and save up to 70% at Overstock.com. First and 10 for Kansas as we come back here to Lawrence. They're on their own 20-yard line with a 5-point lead. John Cornish slips behind the line of scrimmage. Cornish with 121 yards rushing before that carry, and he has been the KU running attack.
Bill, you mentioned it going into break that Kansas escaped that fumble. Nothing really bad happened. Texas A&M not able to take advantage of great field position, started their 43-yard line, so now they saddle up again here at their own 20.
KU had 4 turnovers last week in Lincoln in the overtime loss, and they had 5 turnovers in the double overtime loss at Toledo. So they've been a team, if they protect the football, they win the game. Second down and 12, ball on the 18, and here's a wild one as Barman tries to toss it to Cornish.